Generation 4!
Finally here. We're finally doing it.
But wait, we skipped Gen 2. That you can blame that on when the games were released. I think Gen 2's next.
Alright.
Because we're doing it by when they were released in Japan, it's the reason why we went from Gen 1 to Gen 5, now to Gen 4. And next is either Gen 2 or Gen 6.
Well, I guess we'll plan that later, but let's talk about Gen 4 now.
Yep. So, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. For me, at least, I'm not too sure about you, this was my equivalent of Generation 2.
Oh, because you started 3?
Yep.
Yeah, me too, actually. So, what are we gonna talk about first? Because there's a lot to talk about with Gen 4. I guess we should start with the Pokemon first.
Well, actually, one thing I'd like to start off with is the build-up to it, because Generation 4 was the first one when I first discovered Cerebi, so I was keeping up with the news in that. Though not as much news with Generation 4 as I was with Explorers of Darkness and Time.
Right.
So, what did you think of the build-up from post-Gen 3 to Generation 4, including the fact that we had so many Gen 4 teasers in the anime?
I remember. Not only that, but remember XD Gale of Darkness?
I wish I could say yes, but I never had a GameCube. I do have it running on my Wii thanks to a USB hard drive, but I need to replace the hard drive.
Basically, Gale of Darkness was a sequel to Pokemon Coliseum.
Shadow Pokemon everywhere. I am familiar with the game, it's just I've never played it.
Yeah, and the basic thing I'm trying to talk about here is that they had a Bonsly and a Munchlax in that game.
The anime had Bonsly, Munchlax. Well, Munchlax teased as early as Destiny Deoxys.
Yeah.
And Red and Blue Rescue Team had the Lucario, Weavile, Bonsly, and Munchlax statues.
And there was this thing where Munchlax would actually go into town and ask you for an apple, but I never actually got that.
I think I got that once.
How do you even get it? Is it completely random?
I think it's completely random in the post-game.
Okay. That's why I never got it.
I never got any of the statues, though, so... Originally, I thought they were just a rumor until I saw images of them. I was like, oh, they actually are real.
Oh, and remember Lucario rank?
Yes, I never got that, though, but... oh my god.
I remember when, like, a little bit before Lucario and Mystery Mew came out, everyone's like, Lucario's a legendary! And we laughed later.
No, it's not even pseudo-legendary. That title goes to Garchomp.
Poor Lucario.
Lucario is still one of my all-time favorites, so to me, he is a pseudo-legendary, but I know he really isn't. Yeah.
At least he has a Mega.
He does, and he got a Mega before Mega Garchomp. In the first batch, too, if you discount when Mega Mewtwo Y was first teased.
True.
Where we also got... my favorite Mega Blaziken. We got Mega Fairy Doublehead.
Wait, what?
Mega Marwile.
Oh. Okay.
We got Mega Bottle Cap Opener.
True.
And we got Mega Because You're Worth It.
Wait,
Mega and Fabulous.
Oh, yes, I love it.
Oh, the memes. Well, we'll probably...
It's like...
No, go ahead.
It's like you take a sheep, you shear it off, but it wants to be fabulous, so it just kind of tapes Merry fur onto it.
At least it's not as cruel as Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire when they released Mega Lopunny and Mega Altaria. You had this picture of Altaria looking at a Lopunny, gently caring for its fur, bring out a razor to see them, and then the next panel is just Mega Altaria with all the fluff looking happy and Mega Lopunny just crying.
Oh, that's terrible.
The memes. We'll probably get to those once we do Generation 6, where you can... I'm almost dreading getting into Generation 6, because it will then go to the topic of armor shipping.
Well, that's for the anime, and we're mainly talking about games, right?
True, but we can also talk about all other aspects of Gen 4, except for the Explorers of Darkness, Time and Sky review, which you can check out on Mediaholics. Plug, plug, plug.
Ooh, so many plugs, it feels like a Best Buy.
Indeed.
I swear, if we get into Gen 6 and start talking about the anime, I'll try not to cry and then cry anyway.
Yeah, probably. Hopefully by then I'll be up to X, Y, and Z in the anime.
Yeah, my friend actually started watching it, XY as well, so that's fun. But let's not talk about XY, let's talk about Sinnoh and everything.
Indeed. And I think let's get the elephant out of the room first. The performance.
I remember I was doing the performances in Gen 3, and I'm like, this is fun.
Wrong performance. Wrong performance.
I know, but then I compare it to Sinnoh's, and I'm like, this is, I don't know, it feels not as good.
I don't mind the performances in Generation 4. I think there is more to do, and it actually feels more like a performance. But at the same time, it's just kind of,
Yeah. The only thing the thing I really like about is Pokemon customization, way before trainer customization was a thing. But it's just kind of like a doll maker. You just take a little bow and just stick it on your Pokemon. It's like, there, I did it.
Let's make the Altaria even more fluffy. Fluff everywhere. Because there were little fluff ball things you could get and add on to them.
I like getting like top hats and mustaches and putting on various Pokemon.
The only thing missing is the cane and the ability to pose them so they're twirling the mustache.
I mean, there is a cane, so you can make your Pokemon look dapper as all you want.
I was actually going for the more evil mustache thing, but yeah, that works too.
I think they are twirly mustaches, so you can make your Pokemon look evil.
Oh god. I'm just imagining that on a Meowth.
Oh my god. No, picture that on Alolan Meowth.
Come on, Gen 4 remakes.
Gen 4 remakes. I would love Pokemon customization for the remakes, but you know how hard that would be?
Oh, it would be a nightmare to do.
Before it was just slapping sprites on the sprites, but now it's... I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately that might not make the transition into Generation 4 remakes. Oh well.
Unless they're like, hey, we can do sprites again.
Yeah, but then you'll have people going, oh my god, this is like Generation 4 again, where they got rid of the day-night cycle again. Oh wait, no, they brought it back again after it was removed in Gen 3, and then they got rid of the animation sprites that were in Crystal and Emerald. What is this?
Gen 3 technically had day-night cycle, but they never showed the day and night.
Yeah. And the animated sprites were in Crystal, but were dropped for Ruby and Sapphire, then brought back for Emerald, to then get dropped in Diamond and Pearl, to be brought back for Platinum, where they finally stayed this time.
Yes. Oh my god. There's one thing I want to talk about with Gen 4. And that's how slow everything is. Have you ever noticed?
Yeah, that was what I was referring to with the performance. Oh, God.
It's... You send it, like, even, especially when you try running on emulators, it's even slower than using an actual game.
The weird thing is, during the DS, I had an R4, which I did use a fair bit, and one of the things I played on it was the Gen 4 games. On a physical cartridge, saving lots of data, 5 minutes later, oh, you finally finished saving. Played on an R4, saving lots of data, finished saving.
Yeah.
What?
I think it was just like the performance on the DS itself, because Pokemon games were way too powerful for the DS to handle.
I think it might be more for the cartridges and reading and writing to them. I think that was its biggest issue, because, like with I was still playing it on a DS hardware, it's just that it saved a lot faster because it was using a custom cartridge.
Right. That makes sense. I guess, but with, like, the cartridge that's meant to be played on, I guess it's just limitations or something.
Most likely.
Um,
This was also
and,
when Pokemon moved into the era of the Wi-Fi, and you could sell your Pokemon on the GTS, which still never works.
I think of this almost every night. I just lie awake in bed and think, how many Pokemon were killed when the Wi-Fi server shut down?
Hundreds of thousands.
Can you imagine just a little crying Sandshrew clutching an Oranberry, making its final wish until everyone just dies?
Yeah. Though, at the same time, I feel even more sorry for it because it was put on there never to be brought down again because the big issue with the GTS, which is still going to Generation 6, I'm going to look for a Sandshrew. What are the options? Genesect, Arceus, 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 Genesect, Meloetta, Arceus, 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 Mew, Level 1 Lugias. I just want a Sandshrew!
Oh, God. It's still happening and I hate it.
You'd think that after so many years now, in fact, almost 10 years, actually. Oh, that's actually kind of scary. You'd think after almost 10 years, I'd put something onto the system saying, if you're putting something onto trade, you have to want something of equal value. Enough with trading Sandshrews and Wurmples for RCSs.
I think there should be a rarity system with Pokemon. Like certain Pokemon would be common, uncommon, then rare, very rare, legendary, or something like that.
Yeah. And the thing with it is that you can't actually trade the event Pokemon. The GTS won't allow that. You can still ask for event Pokemon, you just can't receive them. And you can also, but at the same time it's cancelled out by saying, I want a level 1 Lugia. What's that? I can't capture a level 1 Lugia anywhere. Too bad.
Yeah, there should be things that said you shouldn't do that, but there's one thing I like. There's actually a silver lining to this, believe it or not. There's people that would do reverse GTS or RGTS, which they'll say, they'll distribute mostly gen Pokemon, but they'll distribute legendaries or shinies and say, oh, hey, everyone, go out and catch a level 2 Poochyena and name it this or put this in the description, and then I'll see you and I'll give you this little shiny and it'll be nice.
See, that's really nice to do it. And in Generation 6 we did have the Wonder Trade implemented in, which is throw a random Pokemon out there and you'll get a random one back.
It's good, but it's really inefficient when you're trying to do Wonder Trade locks.
Yeah, especially because as you have to go, oh, I just caught a Rouse and I have to get rid of it for the Wonder Trade lock. What am I going to get back? A Wurmple.
Not only that, but when you're it's like, yay, I can't wait to get my Pokemon, but then you get a level 1 Ghastly with a non-attacking move or something like that.
Whoa.
People make rules if you have Pokemon that you just flat out can't use or too over-leveled, you can trade back.
Yeah, which is always good. I admit I've had some luck with the GTS every now and then. Well, along with the Wonder Trade, but even then it's few and far between. It's more efficient for me to just go out and capture the damn thing.
Yeah. The creation of the GTS in Gen 4 was probably the most amazing thing that ever happened to Pokemon.
Now we can officially sell the Pokemon to slavery.
Basically. Did they have is that when they started having censorship with names in Gen 4?
I think so, but then again, I never really looked into Pokemon nicknaming censorship, but that's because I don't normally nickname things, and when I do, it's more harmless things like nicknaming a Typhlosion Pyro.
Well, you better look into Pokemon nicknaming censorship because you can't input a Configurus without nicknaming.
Oh yeah. Good times. Well, at least it's not quite as bad as the fact that if you look at the official VGC rules for every year post-Generation 4, there is one Pokemon that has always stayed there. Chatot.
Oh yeah, Chatot.
Because of the move Chatter. a move that uses the gimmick of the Nintendo DS's microphone, and you can have your Pokemon say whatever you want. And
Yes.
when they realized that, they realized, oh crap, we're having Pokemon trainers that are 5-year-olds having their game say "fuck you" to them. Crap.
I think what I did with my chatter is that I screamed into my mic, and that was his chatter. Ah!
Not surprising. I don't know what I
Yeah.
did for my chatter. I just kind of ignored it. That's because I
I
don't really use chatter.
I like playing around with microphones for some reason. I like playing around with chatter.
Oh, you would have gotten a good laugh out of the DSi's music player thing, where you could record any sound you want, and then after 3 minutes you could have it play the Super Mario Brothers theme with the last thing you recorded.
You can still do it in the 3DS.
Oh, cool.
The new 3DS. Yeah. I'm trying to find nickname censorship and where that started. Problem is, I can't spell censor. Oh, here we go. I think it's censorship started in black and white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, probably for the best because you've got a Pokemon that has fag in its name.
Configurus. They should have really looked at that name before they started.
You'd think that, but oops. Though to be fair, at least it's not as bad as when Smash 4 first launched and the For Glory system would ban anyone using Peach because Peach summons items in the form of her turnips.
Yeah.
Oops.
Not competitive.
To go back to Generation 4, this was also when they were first experimenting with 3D, so while everything was still sprites, a lot of the overworld was actually models.
Yeah, I think it was either meant to look like a pop-up book, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Which, it looks interesting enough. I don't think it's going to age quite as gracefully as other generations because the two different contrasting styles, but it still looks okay for what it is.
It feels like the beta images for Paper Mario I saw, if you wanna look that up. Like, I wouldn't say it feels unfinished, but I feel like most of the buildings, and especially Jubilife, feel very cardboardy.
Yeah, and this was also when my biggest issue with a lot of the Pokemon games going forward started to arise. When it was all sprites, I could live with cities not really being cities, but that's because there was always the ones like Rustboro, Mawile, and Lilycove that did feel like a city. But in Generation 4, we never really got that. We had Jubilife, which is a mini-city, but not really one. We had Orbro, however the hell
Orberg.
Orberg.
Orberg, yeah.
Orberg, which I can understand that one. It's more of a mining town.
What I appreciate about Sinnoh, because of the ability to actually have 3D, you can like walk under bridges and it looks so good. You could like all of Sinnoh overlaps each other. To show this off.
Yeah, and it's really nice when you do it, especially because it also means you can have hidden stuff just under bridges, like with the cycling road. Who knew that the tunnel where you could that was the only place where you could find Gibbles was located under the cycling road?
And you can't see it from any angle. You just have to feel your way around the wall. And I kind of like that.
And you also have to do it again inside because that's also a dungeon that requires Flash when that was still a HM.
Yeah.
Good times.
Sorry.
Tap, tap, tap.
And, sorry.
Oh, good.
But with all this 3D stuff, there's also one more thing that we're missing. The ability to actually scale a mountain.
With rock climb, yeah. And
yeah.
A bit of backstory, we did try recording this last week, but we had technical issues. And one of the things I brought up then, which I still hold true to this day, Mount Coronet, while you do need a lot of HMs to scale it, it actually feels like you're scaling a mountain.
I think Mount Coronet feels yes! I can't do it right now, I'm recording. Something to edit out, yay.
Gotta love it when that happens.
Going back, I feel that Mount Coronet is way better, like, feels better to scale, not better to scale, but feels like more accomplishing to actually get to the top than Mount Silver.
Yeah, and looking at all the other generations, we had Mount Moon, which was 3 floors. If that.
Yeah.
We had Mount Silver, which did feel like a challenge, enough of a post-game challenge with Generation 2, but you still don't really feel like you're scaling a mountain until Generation 4. And then we had Mount Pyre, which I don't really classify as a mountain because, while the outside you're scaling up it, which is all good, it is still also a cemetery.
Yeah. Which a lot of the inside, it's just more man-made.
Yeah.
Mount Coronet is huge with a lot of branching paths and other paths you even take for there was a event for the Reggies that the Reggies would have their own specific rooms that they would sit in.
I don't recall that, but that's because at that point I had the Reggies from Emerald, so I didn't really look for them.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I do know that you had to get, and you could only get it while you're going back down, was Dragon Claw, which for Diamond and Pearl it wasn't too bad. You had to go back down the mount anyway. Platinum was a little bit more tedious because you don't get taken. Well, the game forces you to go down thanks to the biggest thing introduced in Platinum, the Torn World, or the Distortion World, whatever the hell you want to call it.
The Distortion World was so good. I wish there was a little bit more to do in the Distortion World. Like, I wish there was the ability to actually go back and appreciate it, but you can't. For a good reason. But It's like, you go to the Distortion World, everything's all creepy, and it's like, ooh, what am I going to find here? But then, the 3 legendary...
What drugs am I on? The walls... the ceiling is the walls of the ceiling. I don't know what way's up anymore.
I mean, it was really pretty, like, going up the waterfall. It was really trippy and all that, but the whole thing kind of amounted to was kind of not so much of a maze, but more of a strength puzzle.
Yeah, which I'm hoping that they can, if they do try it again, I want them to fix that. Because you're in a world where every way is up, every way is down, there is no down really. There is so much stuff you can do with that.
Unfortunately, if they are going to make Sinnoh remakes, either now or later, most likely later, they're probably only going to focus on Diamond and Pearl, because Game Freak doesn't know what special editions are anymore.
Yeah, but they do still bring some stuff in from the special editions. Like, they brought in the Suicune quest from Crystal into Heart Gold and Soul Silver, even though it wasn't in Gold and Silver. I think what they could do to bring the Distortion World back is have the main story play out as it normally does, but in Diamond and Pearl, once you unlock the secret part along Route 216, I think?
It was with where Giratina was originally in, right?
Yeah, that was once you clear the Torn World, you get taken to a small side path right near, well, in between Veilstone.
Mm-hmm.
I have the books right here. I'm just gonna look it up.
I believe it was called Turnback Cave or something like that.
You get taken to the front of Turnback Cave, which is in Sindoff Spring, which is along Route 214. I was close.
Yeah. Defog.
Defog. But yeah, what they could do is have it that once you get through Turnback Cave, you get then taken to a portal to the Distortion World, where you then have to do the Distortion World in order to get Giratina.
Right.
Or the Gracious Orb.
Right. Yeah. I think what they're probably gonna do is either put the Distortion World in Turnback Cave, or just leave the Gracious Orb in Turnback Cave for the remakes.
Yeah.
Hey, Platinum was a thing, remember?
Come on, Game Freak, you know you want to do it. Come on.
It's just gonna drop. drop it there. But one thing about Mount Coronet I want to point out, the unreleased Arceus event. I don't think the Azure Flute was ever released, though. I
It wasn't
don't know
released
what.
outside Japan. It is in the code. I've actually done the event myself.
Yeah, I done the event too. I think the build up to Arceus was so good. You think Mount Coronet is the highest point in Sinnoh, in fact, probably the highest point of all Pokemon games. You play the Azure Flute, and it allows you to go higher. To
So good.
to a metaphorical heaven way above. Like, Mount Coronet seems so far below you. Way above, you see him. Arceus or Arceus or whatever you want to pronounce him.
Yeah, let's not go into the battle of how you properly pronounce Arceus.
I've been saying Arceus, thinking that's right, because it flows off the tongue better than Arceus. But
Yeah.
then I go in it, and I'm like, oh, Arceus is a thing. I think an alchemy or something, and that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Now from more to call him Arceus, but even now, I always thought it was a sin to say Arceus, and I'm like, I feel like I'm beating myself up for this.
Though actually, on the subject of that, because I'm guessing, did you get that from the Noggin video released yesterday with the more to the originally 3-part, but I think it's now going to part 13 of the end of the Pokemon world, the upcoming
I've
reboot that
seen
is
the-
Sun and Moon.
I've seen the first video.
He just posted part 3, and there's 12 videos in his series.
Oh my god. What's the main thing he said in part 3?
Well, the main thing is they would actually bring back Cyrus, because after he enters the Distortion world, we never see him again in Diamond and Pearl. Or Platinum. We never see him again. No one knows what happened to him. So,
What? Bring back Cyrus and Sun and Moon?
yeah, he put forward the theory that after the Distortion world, he got sent to the current world, which is the XY, all that stuff that has the Mega Evolutions, and using the new information and the new power, take control of Arceus and Mega Evolve or Primal Reversion it.
Or let's not forget the very first Primal Reversion. Pop quiz, who is that?
Primal Dialga!
Correct answer. If they do a Primal Reversion of Palkia and Dialga, and if Shiny Dialga at least isn't the coloration of the Mystery Dungeon games, I am going to be really, really disappointed.
Same.
I'm going to have a team. Here's my team for Sun and Moon remakes. Probably, like, if I do Diamond.
Wait, Sun and Moon remakes? The game is not even out yet!
Diamond and Pearl remakes if they do Primal Reversion. Primal Dialga, Grovyle, Celebi, one Pokemon I'm missing, that's the main
Dusknoir.
Pokemon. Dusknoir, Sableye, you get it.
Well said, you have a massive weakness to Ice-type moves.
The top part of Sinnoh was coated in ice. Oh no. Story time.
Wow.
Story time. In that same place by what was it called? Snowvale? Snowpoint City.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure it's
I-
Snowpoint, just doing a double check.
It's called Snowpoint. I was
Snowpoint.
using. I had a Staraptor in the front of my party, and I found a shiny Sneasel. I was freaking out, and I overestimated the power of my Staraptor, and I killed it. Thinking back, it would have been really good to catch that Sneasel, because my friend in the same location actually found a shiny Swinub. So
Nice.
my Sneasel could have been a rival to that Swinub.
Well, story time from me now. Diamond was actually the first game, not including Starfire emulation, where I found a shiny. Not including the Red Gyarados, not including the Caterpie I found in Crystal on an emulation in the bug catching contest. It was, because I was crazy enough to do it once, didn't transfer them all over, and had to do it all over again. Yay me! A shiny Unknown X.
But I thought the only shiny unknowns that you can get is shiny unknowns I and V.
Nope, because post-Generation 2, it was still 8,192, it wasn't bound to IVs anymore.
Oh, okay.
So it was basically just complete random.
Oh no, it was trainer ID, secret ID.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, lucky you.
And for some reason I didn't save that going forward. And now it's forever gone.
Rip shiny unknown letter X.
Though to be fair, it was an unknown X, I'm never going to use it.
I mean, it's good novelty. I mean, wait, which game did you play? X
Diamond.
or Y? No. Did you get X or Y?
Oh, I got X, however I didn't do the unknown hunting again until Omega Ruby.
But probably that unknown was actually telling you should get X over Y.
But this was like 2008.
It was sent by Xerneas.
Xerneas existed back then?
Only in the background. Nobody ever knew of him.
It all comes together.
It all.
I couldn't resist.
I'm dying. Oh my god, I'm dying.
No, I am too.
Okay, there's one thing I remember about Gen 4. That was the first game I ever tried cheats on. Like, Action Replay.
Cheater!
Action Replay was a huge thing back then, and I'm like, what is this going to do? And I just kind of broke everything.
What's this Action Replay you speak of? All I've heard of it is this mythical trio of accessories for consoles, like the e-reader and all that stuff that was only talked about in legend across the playground.
I still have my Action Replay, although it doesn't really work for much games except for Platinum right now, because I lost my Pearl, sadly, and Platinum. I only bought a new Platinum.
I'm trying to buy Pearl and Platinum, however, I'm waiting for them to be at an EB where someone will actually do the smart thing and trade it in the game with their covers.
Yeah, the best thing I could find in EB Games or GameStop US is, like, they overprice their games. Good reason, but they overprice their games. The Platinum I got on eBay was $11. You go into GameStop, go see Platinum, and it was like $35.
Oh, here it's like 46.
Ew. What, USD or
AUD.
what? AUD. That's even more. Oh my god.
Bear in mind, I live in the country where LEGO Dimensions level packs, which have probably a grand total of 50 to 60 pieces in them, are $50.
What were they here? I think I was researching them.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah. I was researching some of them. I got like different prices. What were fun packs? Like $12 to $15, and
I can do a quick search now.
Yeah, level packs I think around me were also like $50 to maybe $60.
Let's see. Scrolling back through the Twitter DM. Come on, where are they? Here we go. Fun packs were rounding up $12. Level packs were $25 to $30. Team packs were $25.
Right.
Whereas here, the prices are $25 for a fun pack. Level packs are $40. Oh wait, no, team packs are $40. Level packs are $50, and stories will be $80, with the starter pack being $170.
Oh, I forgot to look up the starter packs. Ew.
I think the starter packs for you are around $100.
Okay.
And people wonder why Australians are one of the ones pushing the hardest for getting rid of the damn region lock? I wonder.
So true. It must be really hard to live in Australia because shipping must be really terrible.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's like I like look at American commercials. It's like, yeah, free shipping within the 49 states, and I'm like looking at this and I'm like thinking it must be so unfortunate to live somewhere else, like especially in Europe, which all the countries are much smaller. And then they probably have to pay for shipping to move from country to country rather than from just state to state.
Yeah. There is free shipping from state to state here for the most part. Some parcels, if you're doing them locally, you have to do it, well, you have to pay a fee for it. But to buy something online from a store, it's free shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Here, if I wanted to get something from the US, and, well, so I got a third-party transformer a little while ago. Been meaning to do a review for it for a while now. Unique Toys Sorter. A fan-made version of Sandstorm, a triple changer.
Okay.
To get it here costed me almost $500.
Like, how much was shipping, just shipping alone?
I don't know. I never
Okay.
got that. I paid half of the shipping because I had other people who wanted to get stuff as well, so I covered half of the shipping.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
What makes it worse is that I can't even get some figures because I don't want a license to own a toy gun. Which is why I'm probably never going to get a third-party Masterpiece Megatron.
Wait, you need a license to own a toy gun?
A replica gun. Because Masterpiece Megatron's meant to look like the original gun in as much detail as possible, it passes off as a replica gun.
Okay, but I mean, can you actually shoot bullets from said gun?
No, you can't.
Then what's the point?
Because we live in a country that outlawed guns for the most part, unless you lived in a place where you absolutely needed it, like a farm. It's why we have so much more knife crime.
I don't even want to explain what's going on in the U.S. I mean, it's
yeah.
been happening for years, so...
What, you mean a mass shooting every other Thursday?
Pretty much.
The sad thing is that there is going to get to a point where that really isn't a joke. That is just the facts.
I mean,
sadly.
It pretty much already is the facts now. Right now, I just kind of live with it, which is really sad when I like actually talk about this.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not sure how many, like, what the statistics. Yes, I'm not sure what the actual statistics are, but like for a while, it felt like every month or two there was a school shooting.
Yeah, that feels that way here, and over here it comes down to, oh, there's been another mass shooting. Here's how the story's going to play out. The mass shooting's going to happen. We're going to hear about how the story is about it for about a week or two. Then eventually we're going to get the insert president here saying we need to crack down on gun violence. Then we're going to have then nothing's going to happen because we don't hear about the people who defend gun rights over there. And then we just wait for the next one. Lather, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, here it's pretty tricky. It's like, oh no, there's been a school shooting. What do we do? And everyone on... Yes?
I'm just hanging this up.
Okay, sorry. Everyone on... Sorry, edit that out later. Everyone on the, what is it, like... I guess the conservative side is like, it's part of the Constitution. And everyone just shuts up about it until the next one.
If I recall correctly, what's in the actual Constitution is every American citizen has the right to bear arms in order to defend their country.
Yes.
From other countries. Not themselves.
But they use that excuse anyway, just to say they have one.
Is it sad that I know more about your constitution than a large chunk of your country? And I live across 2 oceans?
I'm not surprised. It's like I look into politics, and right now politics is literally looking like a circus.
Yeah, it's the reason why I have this one thing where I keep seeing people say, "Send Donald Trump to Australia. It's full of convicts anyway." First off, fuck you. And the second one being, "No, don't send him here. He's already here. We call her Pauline Hanson."
Maybe we shouldn't talk about politics when we're trying to talk about 4th gen Pokemon.
Okay, let's go and let's talk about the fact that the evil team wants to rewrite the universe.
Oh, yes, that's fun. Wait, didn't Plasma want that too, or did they want something different?
Well, basically everyone post-Cyrus wanted to do it. Cyrus wanted to rewrite the universe by literally controlling the ones who made the universe. As Getsis just wants to take over the world, either by having everyone relinquish their Pokemon, or by just freezing them.
Right.
In X and Y, Lysander wanted to use a super weapon to destroy the world.
I mean, that's kind of resetting the world, but really, they want to reset the universe.
Yep, and then Maxie and Archie wanted to reset the world to their image by controlling the land and the sea.
Yeah. I think in terms of a bigger scale, Team Galactic had a, bigger goal in mind.
Yeah, and to me they're still the hardest of the teams, just because I hate that Skuntank. I hate Mars's Skuntank.
What did they mainly have? They had dark types, they had flying poison, Dark
and poison were the main ones, and just looking through it, I can scroll back a bit. Let's see. Valley Windworks, where we first get introduced to Mars. She has a Zubat and a Purugly. Not Mars, someone else. Well, actually, her Purugly was just as bad.
Yeah. That was a normal type, but...
Yep, pure normal.
I tried to look up Team Galactic Saturn.
Jupiter had the Skuntank.
Yeah.
Which was also annoying.
That thing was hard, but I do like the challenge they did.
And yeah, they felt like a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Which maybe something we're not getting back in Sun and Moon, because who takes gangsters seriously? But
I feel like the gangsters is just gonna say a lot of, either going to say a lot or create a lot of memes.
It already is.
I know, and I'm not sure if that's a sad thing, good thing, or a bad thing.
Who knows? Scrolling through, there's a bit of a large gap between in galactic fights where you take on some gym leaders. At least it wasn't quite as bad as, here's the first gym badge, then now we've got to wait a few towns to get your second one, and then it's just gym badge, gym badge, gym badge, gym badge, gym badge. Oh, look, here's the evil team, kill them, gym badge, gym badge, gym badge.
Yeah, well, Gen 1, I feel like Gen 1 was not really, I don't know, the region wasn't really planned well, but that's your first game nonsense.
Yeah, first game syndrome.
Yeah.
Cyrus, first time you battled him in Celestic Town, he had a Sneasel, a Golbat, and a Murkrow.
Mm-hmm. Is it bad? Like, I'm looking at the gym leaders. Is it bad that I always thought Fantina was actually a guy dressed as a girl?
Oh, I always thought one of the Team Galactic people was... I always thought Team Galactic was Cyrus, and the 3 commanders were women.
Right. Wait.
Like, Saturn, I thought, was a girl.
Wait, Saturn's a guy?
Yep, Saturn's a guy.
Wait, let me look. What? Wait. Whoa. Let me see. Let me look.
Oh, for future. Oh, while you're also at it, first time you battle Saturn, he has a Golbat, a Bronzor, and a Toxicroak.
Okay.
Then you've got another battle with Mars, who has a Golbat, a Bronzor, and a Purugly. Noticing a trend in with these yet?
I mean, I get confusing Saturn for a girl, but I don't know why I confused Fantina for a guy, even though he wears a dress. I guess Fantina, I legit thought he was a drag queen. I don't know, she has a very masculine face.
I never really got that, but that might be because you first see her out the front of the contest hall, and
she's wearing a ballroom gown. So
Yeah.
I never really got that.
I don't know. I don't know why.
Press to impress, after all.
Valentina, you're from Kalos? It all
Actually,
comes
she
together.
is. She's French.
It all comes together. I wish you could have seen Fantina and Kalos. That would make so much sense.
It would, but sadly, no, there was no contest halls or anything, which is why they had the Pokemon showcase in the anime.
I really wish
Because they
had
needed
contest.
something for Serena to do.
Yeah, but that was cool though.
It was cool. It is really good.
I like Serena.
Uh,
I'm totally not saying that because I'm cosplaying her.
And it's totally not like your Avi is Serena dressing up as Ash.
Totally not.
What would ever give you that idea?
Oh my god.
I found the rematch with Cyrus. He has a Sneasel, a Crobat, and a Honchkrow inside the Galactic base. Then you go up against Saturn again, who has a Golbat, a Bronzor, and a Toxicroak. The commanders basically have the Golbat, Bronzor, and their specialty, which is either Perugly, Skuntank, or Toxicroak.
Oh yeah, they usually do steel types, which was unique.
Yep.
Yeah, I like Team Galactic. And then
You have a double battle with Mars and Jupiter on Spear Pillar, which they're same teams before, just stronger. Distortion World. Final battle against Cyrus, where he has... gasp! 5 Pokemon! He has a Houndoom, a Gyarados, a Weavile, a Crobat, and a Honchkrow. If this was Gen 6, only one of them would be an outcast.
Wait. What? Wait. The main team members were Saturn, Mars, who am I
Jupiter.
missing? And Jupiter. There was also Charon, but he was more of a kind of a scientist.
Yeah, I completely forget about him.
We are Team Galactic, and we'll always ruin your day.
Oh god. The sad thing is, I was waiting for you to do that one.
Yeah, I was trying to find something to say. And
Oh, yeah,
Cyrus.
I've got another story time for you.
Ooh, story time.
This is one of my more disappointing Pokemon moments. Worse than going up against the champion in Emerald with a Blaziken who still knew Ember at level 93. This was worse.
Worse than missing out on shiny Sneasel.
Yep.
What happened?
Mesprit disappeared into the aether.
You killed her, didn't you?
Nope.
What happened?
Because Mesprit in Diamond was one that always ran around, and I think it still does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it does in Platinum as well. But I struggled to capture Mesprit for a long time. And it eventually got to the point where Mesprit would stop showing up on the radar.
Huh. That's
Like,
strange.
it's gone. It never came back.
Bye!
No!
You know
Suffice
what,
to say, when I got to Platinum, that was the first one I went after.
Do you think she returned back to her cave after a while?
I checked. She didn't. She just
Bye.
went. She's gone.
Bye! It's like the Pikachu Z move, just throwing him into the sun.
I freaking love those two Z moves. Like, you've got the
Oh,
Pikachu dance, which I'm not a big fan of Pikachu. Just seeing the trainer do the Pikachu dance is absolutely adorable. And
Yeah.
then, especially because I saw that Vine video you posted, you retweeted, where the trainer picks it up and throws it off the screen in Super Smash Brothers.
Oh yeah, I love that game.
Oops.
Alright, there's one thing I want to
I
talk
didn't
about.
know Moon was so strong. She's almost
Oh
as
my
strong
God.
as Sapphire.
Oh my god. Picking up a rock?
Don't worry, kids. Emerald's still alive.
Oh
I
my
swear.
God. Alright, there's one thing I want to talk about, and that is the gym leaders. They were pretty tough for what they were.
They were.
Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum do feel like the hardest of the games before they try to get it a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
Not including the Battle Frontier from Emerald, they felt like the strongest. The gym leaders, Elite Four, and Cynthia, who is still regarded as the strongest champion ever made in any of the games.
Yeah.
You had Roark, who specialized in rock types, which is a good first gym Pokemon. Or the first Pokemon gym.
I mean, being a rock type gym already has its like challenge because you either got, well, maybe not exactly because all
Pokemon, three of them could counter him.
Yeah. The stories for that game were so good.
Torterra all the way. Torterra is best starter in Gen 4.
For my Platinum, I'm still doing it, but I've been kind of lazy with it. I'm doing a ground monotype run. And when I reached Gardenia, that was one of the hardest fights I had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gardenia was really tough for me. Well,
she was also the only one between the games that had a completely different puzzle.
Yeah.
To her.
Not only Gardenia, Fantina's.
Fantina too. Yeah, she had a completely different puzzle. In Fantina's one was more math puzzle based, like Blaine's was in Generation 1. But it got completely glossed over if you had the calculator.
Yeah.
For the Pokédex, which we'll get back to. And Gardenia's one, originally you had to take out enough trainers for her to appear. But for the Platinum one, there was this giant flower, which every time you took out a trainer, the hands of the flower would change like the hands of a clock until it opened up the path.
And that would make each and every each trainer in Gardenia's gym required.
Yeah, and that's actually one thing I should probably talk about very quickly. This is the only Pokemon game where basically every trainer was mandatory.
Well, I don't think every single trainer. You could skip trainers.
A large chunk of them were, because the thing with this one is, in order to unlock the national dex, you had to have seen every single Pokemon in the regional dex. And there are some, like the side evolution of Mothim, Wormadam, I think it is?
Yeah.
Where Wormadam will only be seen by trainers in Route 214. If you miss that trainer, which is very easy to do, you will never see Wormadam unless you capture a Burmy and evolve it.
Right. But wouldn't that trainer still be there?
Oh, he's still there. You can still fight him later on. It's just that when I completed, and once I beat Cynthia for the first time in Diamond, and went to Rowan's office and went, "Hi, can I have the national dex?" Wait, what?
Nope, you haven't seen everything.
What Pokemon are you missing? The hell is this thing?
I don't know. Burmese line was really weird.
Yeah. That's actually one thing we could probably talk about as another thing to get further and further away from the gym leaders.
One thing I want to point out about the gym leaders before we go, I think the gym leaders got easier later on, especially with Volkner. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's because by then you'd already beaten in Cyrus and that, so you had to go through a place where you could find a lot of ground-type Pokemon, and then you come to an electric gym. And especially if you had something like Torterra, here's Torterra, Earthquake, 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 dead.
Yeah, and one thing I really liked is Roark and Byron.
Yeah, because they are the first father and son gym leaders.
I mean, not counting Koga and Janine, but Koga later on went to the Elite Four, so that doesn't really count.
Yeah. And I was actually completely taken off guard by it at first, because I had no idea. And then it just got to... Then after you beat him, it was like, oh, you got Rogue's gym badge, that's my son. What?
It makes sense, because it's like Rock and then Steel.
Yep.
I like that. I like little things like that. I remember, one thing I remember the badges, you actually open it up. All the badges look all disgusting, and then you had to polish them.
Oh, once you first get them, they'd be nice and shiny, but not overly shiny. And then as you walked around, they would get dirtier and dirtier, and you had to polish them again. It was a little thing. It didn't really do much, but it was just nice to keep them nice and shiny.
One thing, if you shine them up, they actually like play a little note, so you could just play music with them.
Indeed.
Very, very ineffective, but you could still play music with them.
Well, Nintendo loves to do those sorts of things. You can play the calamari incantation by inputting the correct numbers into Splatoon's friend battle thing.
Yeah. I've seen that. And with the Elite
And
4...
you can also play, in Hyrule Warriors Legends, you can play all the Ocarina songs in the loading times while waiting for missions to start.
That's nice. Have you ever seen somebody actually use an ocarina from the games to actually play other songs?
No, I haven't. Well, actually, I have seen a few, but not really any good ones.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you some if I find them. They're really interesting. What do you think of the...
Speaking of fan things, did you take a look at that animator I sent you the other day?
I didn't. I looked at the channel, but I didn't really. Tell me a video I should watch. I'm not sure which video I should have watched.
Well, his two biggest ones are a crossover with Super Smash Bros. And Star Wars, which it's basically, here's the shorthand of the first 3 Star Wars movies and first half of Episode 7.
Okay.
And then he does the shorthand of the 2 Ghostbusters movies, the original ones.
Okay. I'll probably see the Ghostbusters ones.
And Transformers.
What is Transformers?
A completely fan thing. It's got no crossovers or anything like that.
Is it Transformers but as trains?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
One of the funniest jokes that he's done with it is, for the Ghostbusters one, Kirby is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh my god, yes. Alright, one thing I want to say about, what do you think of the Elite Four?
The Elite Four I thought was a bit overall.
Okay.
Not really anything spectacular. Like, the first one's a freaking bug-type Elite Four member. Oh, hi, Invernape. Bye-bye, Gym Leader.
Burn everything. But then ground type shows up.
Everything burns.
But then the ground type shows up. What do you got for that? You got water, which also beats fire. And for psychic, you get dark. But Cynthia is a whole different story.
Yeah, Cynthia really steals the show for her. And as I said before, she's regarded as the hardest elite... Well, getting my tongue messed up. The hardest champion ever made.
You know one thing that bothers me about Cynthia, at least in her design?
What?
She has, like, earrings, or... I'm not sure if those are earrings or hair clips that she has. Her hair clips kind of resemble Umbreon, yet she does not have an Umbreon.
You'd think she would, but nope.
Her resemblance looked like she would have dark types, but she only technically has one dark type.
Yep, in the form of Spiritomb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, one other thing with the Elite Four. Am I the only one who thought Bertha was the twin sister of Agatha?
Me too. I was even afraid to say that, actually. Yeah, I thought they were like sisters or something.
You think that, but that never gets brought up, and like, why?
I was actually looking at Bertha, and it got brought up. It was only brought up in like Black and White or Black and White 2, and they said, "Have you ever realized that Bertha and Agatha look alike?" And that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
And then you have Lucian, or how do you say
Aaron
his
the
name?
Bug Gym Leader, Bertha the Ground Gym Leader, Flint the Fire Gym...
Why do I keep calling them gym leaders? Elite
Elite
4.
Four.
Flint, the Elite Four member,
Well, Fire
who...
type.
Well, yeah, the Fire type Elite Four member, who gets a bit of an upgrade in between games, because I got both Diamond and Pearl and Platinum's one out. In... Scrolling through... In Diamond and Pearl, his team was a Rapidash, a Steelix, a Drifblim, a Lopunny, and an Infernape.
Okay.
What? Fire Elite Four.
Well, I guess Driflim because it's like a what do you call it, a hot air balloon.
Yeah, but how do you explain Steelix and Lopunny?
You can't.
Like, at least, and I actually saw this video the other day, and I thought it was kind of amusing. Lance is technically a flying Elite Four member, because all of his Pokemon share the flying type, not really dragon.
Yeah, I like
Agatha's the poison Elite Four member, because all of her Pokemon were poison types, not really ghosts, but...
Lorelei was mainly water than ice.
Yeah. At least those have some loose connections to each other. How do you connect Lopunny to fire?
She has Fire Punch and Sunny Day. There you go. They all have fire-type moves.
Yeah, true.
Drifloon's only fire-type move is Will-O-Wisp.
At least for Platinum, Flint remembered he's the Fire Elite Four member, and his team in Platinum are Rapidash, Houndoom, Flareon, Magmortar, and Infernape.
There's one thing I do appreciate about his Diamond and Pearl team. He says he's fire, but then he surprises you with a Steelix.
What?
Oh,
Makes no difference to me. I can still just sweep you with water-type moves.
true. I kind of wish there was something like he says it's fire, and it's like, oh yeah, here's an electric type.
What?
Electric fire. I don't know. That would be pretty good typing. Pretty
I'm actually looking through it now. He's the only one who has those drastic changes to it. Like, Aaron's team still... Okay, Aaron's team actually changed up quite drastically.
Mm-hmm.
In Diamond and Pearl, it was Dustox, Beautifly, Vespiquen, Heracross, and Drapion. In Platinum, it was Yanmega, Drapion, Heracross, Vespiquen, and Caesar. So those are actually quite drastic changes. Bertha's was Quagsire, Sudowoodo, Golem, Wishcash, and Hippowdon in Diamond and Pearl.
Wait a minute. Drapion's not even a bug type.
No, it's not. It's Poison Dark.
There you go.
You had one job, Aaron!
Alright, Bertha's team.
In Diamond and Pearl, it was Quagsire, Sudowoodo, Golem, Wishcash, and Hippowdon.
Sudowoodo's not even ground. I mean, yeah.
It's rocks. Close enough.
You can't. No.
If Lance can get away with having more flying types than dragons...
I mean, does the flying types on the dragon types count?
Yeah, it's sort of.
Here, from a quote from a video I always go back to when talking about Lance, Pokemon Golder. The guy beats up what do you have in Gold Silver? Aerodactyl. What was it?
Charizard.
3 mother effing Dragonites!
No. He beats up. Oh yeah, he beats up Charizard, Gyarados, and Aerodactyl, and he's like, these aren't even dragon types. And his Typhlosion gets punched in the face, and he's like, tell that to my 3 inappropriately leveled Dragonites.
Lance, you cheating bastard.
You can't be champion of the Pokemon League without knowing how to spam 4 restores.
And apparently action replays, because you shouldn't even have those Dragonites.
Oh my god. I want to study Pokemon Golder. I always go back to that when I reference Lance.
But to get back to the Elite Four for Sinnoh, after I try and get the Joker gas out of my system, Bertha's team in Platinum are Wishcash, Gliscor, Golem, Rhyperior, and Hippowdon. All of them are grounds.
Hey Bertha, you want to hear my team since I'm running a ground monotype? I have Torterra, Gliscor, I've settled on Mamoswine, Garchomp, Gastrodon. Who am I missing?
Which side Gastrodon?
I think the pink one. So west?
Yeah, I think that's west side.
Yeah, because usually you get west
Not
side.
west side story.
You get west side earlier. That's why I have west
Yeah.
side Gastrodon. Even though I think east side Gastrodon looks better, honestly.
Yeah, I like East Side a lot more.
Yeah, but I never pick up east side because... Well, the main one is west side, oddly enough. You could only pick up east side in certain situations.
Indeed.
And one thing... I can't remember the 6 Pokemon, sadly, but one thing that east and west side Gastrodon kind of relate to is kind of actual Pokemon evolution. Because they say Sinnoh was split in 2, So that's where East and West Side Gastrodon come from.
They were the first Alolan forms before they were cool.
Pretty much. No, the first Alolan forms before they were cool is all the Pikachu variants.
No, that's cosplay Pikachu. They don't count.
No, not cosplay Pikachu, but Pikachu, Pachirisu, Amoga.
True.
Yeah, that's actual
Pikachu clones.
Yeah, Pikachu clones. That's actual evolution right there. Except
Plus
for
one minor is still better. Just
except
saying.
Well, I was gonna say except for Plus One Minor, because they're mainly there just to showcase double battles.
Yeah, but Plusle, Minun, and Pichu are the only 3 of the Pikachu clones that actually show off the new gimmicks of the games.
Other than that, it's just evolution. Togedemaru of Sun and Moon is just a Steel-type Pikachu.
Yep.
Well, technically, Dedenne was there to showcase Fairy types, but the real showcase for Fairy types... The real showcase for Fairy types was Sylveon.
Yeah.
But even then, you can argue that Dedenne had, like, evolution properties in his, region. Can you explain the evolution properties of Plusle and Minun? Can't.
No, but they do show off double battles, so who cares? And they are freaking adorable, and all their artwork in the TCG is adorable, so I don't care.
Yeah, they're little cheerleaders, and I love them.
I've got the ones for Lucan, who's the Psychic Elite Four member, who, in Diamond and Pearl, he had a
Mr.
child
Mime.
sex offender,
Mr. Mime.
Girafarig, Medicham, Alakazam, and Bronzong. In Platinum, he had registered sex offender,
Mr. Mime.
Espeon, Bronzong, Alakazam, and Gallade. So really not that much of a change.
Yeah. One thing I want to mention, since I was talking about the biological things of Pokemon, gender differences was a thing.
Yep.
I mean, I understand...
That's always been a thing, really, since they first got introduced, because Pikachu had the tail changes.
Yeah, but
But this was when they were...
Yeah.
Gen 4 was when they made them more abrupt, because now you had evolutions that changed depending on gender. Like the aforementioned Gallade.
Yeah, I like Gallade, but I still prefer Gardevoir.
Same, because my Gardevoir sweeps all dragons.
Yeah.
Hyper Beam!
What else? There was Burmy, which evolved into Wormadam if female and Mothim if male.
I thought that was the other way around.
No, it's not.
Okay. There's also Combi, which, if it was a male, was completely useless, and if it was a female, evolved into a Vespiquen.
Oh, Combi. Oh, shiny male Combi.
Oh, what makes it worse is that I think it's a 1 in 4 to get a female.
Yep. Shiny male Combi. Oh, there's also Frostlass.
I love Frostlass.
Yeah, me too.
I love Frostlass.
Even though I love her design, but using her, she's just a suicide Pokemon.
Yeah.
And finally, we have, as my last one, because I'm almost done, finally Cynthia's big changes from game to game. In Diamond and Pearl, she had I have no weaknesses whatsoever, Rose Raid, Gastrodon, Eastside, Lucario, Milotic, and once the remakes come around, I'm going to Omega Evolve, you assholes.
Wait, which one? Oh,
Garchomp.
Lucario and Garchomp? I think her Mega Evolution...
Nope, Garchomp's going to be her Mega.
Yeah.
In Platinum, she had I will not have a weakness until Generation 6.
Spiritomb.
I completely destroyed Smogon.
Roserade.
Togekiss.
Oh, Togekiss.
Lucario. I'm going to Omega Evolve someday.
Garchomp.
Roserade, and you will never find me in the wild.
Milotic.
Or my predecessor.
I mean, you can actually find Feebas in the mountain.
You can, in 4 spots in the entire lake.
And that change every day. It's good.
No joke, and I have no shame in admitting this. I did not get a Feebas and Milotic until Gen 6.
Right.
I have no shame in admitting that.
I think in the same place, there's also there's also Pokemon that show up every week. A Drifloon would appear in the Valley Windworks on Fridays. I don't know why I remembered that religiously. And then I think on Saturdays you find Lapras in the mountain.
I think that's Hot Gold Soul Silver.
Sure. Okay. But I know that thing with Drifloon.
Yep, the Drifloon one's right.
Yeah.
Actually, I can check because I've got the entire. I have the Pokedex right in front of me for Gen 4. Why am I not looking up Lapras?
Oh no! I remember I remember for a while those strategy guides were highly inaccurate.
They got better.
I know. There was like a time where, especially Prima guides were really inaccurate.
Yep, and it's especially bad because I'm using a Prima guide right now to Prima.
Prima?
Guess you.
I don't know.
Yeah, anyway.
Oh, okay. There's also the Battle Frontier, and there's something I want to point out, which is really awesome. The Battle Frontiers were Tower Tycoon Palmer, Factory Head Thornton, Arcade Star Dahlia, Castle Velt Dirac, and Hall Martin Art. Your name is Argentina. What? No, it's not Argentina. It's something else. Argenta. I can't pronounce your name, but whatever. But the thing with Castle...
Looking it up right now.
Yeah. Thing with Castle Valet Dirac, there's a girl standing behind him in a sprite. That... I forgot her name, but that is one of the Elite Four members of Gen 5.
Yep.
I thought that was really good. I love that.
Alright. For Platinum, just to get the clarification, it's Palmer for the Battle Tower, who's Barry's father.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Thornton of the Battle Factory.
Arcade
Dahlia for the Battle Arcade. Dirac for the Battle Castle. And Argenta. I called her Argentina. Why?
For the Battle Hall.
Why did I call her Argentina?
I don't know. Oh yeah, and while I was looking through this, there is one special Pokemon found in the resort area.
Wait, who? Level 99 Magikarps?
Yep.
Yes! I'm not sure. I probably attempted to find a level 99 Magikarp, but I never found one.
No, it's level 100.
Level 100 Magikarp? You can't even evolve it?
Nope.
Oh,
Here's what it says in the Platinum Guide. You might want to try fishing in a lake on the left side of town. It's home to an incredible Pokemon that some call a great ruler of the pond. A level 100 Magikarp.
Oh my god.
Oh, what makes it worse is that they don't even show the picture of it in the Platinum Guide. They show a level 76 Magikarp.
Okay, there's one thing I want to talk about the region. The lakes. What were the lake names? I forgot.
Lake Verity, Lake Curity, and Lake Valor.
When you see the lakes, they form a triangle, thus creating the first Pokemon Illuminati.
Da da da.
Play the X-Files music.
No, I can't. They'll get copyrighted.
Oh. Yeah.
I can't even...
What?
Thank you, copyright bot.
Oh, gee. We're not going to go into what you... It's not even copyright anymore. I don't know what YouTube's doing anymore.
I don't know what I'm doing.
YouTube heroes. Bringing the phrase "don't be a hero" to a whole new meaning.
Indeed, along with things like because it wasn't hard enough to get videos out there.
Now we gotta have children running the site.
Trolls everywhere.
And trolls and children. I love it.
No, what makes it worse is that Facebook's trying to be YouTube and YouTube wants to be Facebook. What?
I don't even want to go on Facebook.
Now you don't have to, because now they're going to be rolling out the YouTube Community tab.
Please stop. I don't want to hear this anymore. It's making me
YouTube,
sick.
stop.
It's making me sick.
Stop, YouTube.
It's making me physically and mentally sick.
Are you sure that's not just heat exhaustion?
No, I'm fine. I'll be fine. I don't know why I'm wearing a hat. I'm wearing a hat.
Oh, are you like Yellow, who feels naked without the hat?
No, I bought Ash's X and Y hat because there was a Halloween store, and I bought it because I'm playing a cosplay.
So you really are trying to be Serena.
Oh please! I bought Serena's cosplay.
Yeah, it's totally not starting to get a little creepy now. Just saying.
For the record, I'm not wearing it. Just so you know.
You sure?
Yes, it's in my closet. I'm just wearing pajamas because I haven't been on all day.
Fair enough.
Right.
Though you could have left the just wearing pajamas out because you haven't been out all day part out, because we're recording this at like what, 10 p.m. for you?
No, it's 12. It's midnight.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it makes more sense for you to be wearing pajamas at night.
I mean, yeah. I just haven't really gone out today, so meh.
Fair enough.
What else we have? We have. What do you think of the locations? Like how they look, like the cities. They're pretty good, right?
They do, but as I said before, they don't really feel like cities.
Yeah.
I could live with that for the sprite games because limitations, but once you go to 3D, I expect a bit more.
I remember.
That's more of a personal thing, though.
I remember in Gen 4, especially with even Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I would get this thing of naming things the wrong names just because they sound silly. So, you wouldn't mind if I get really immature right now, would you?
Go ahead.
Okay. So, I mean, Heart Home was named Fart Home. That's a given. Jubilife was called Boobs for Life. Like with the number 4 in the title. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I would call it Fart Fold and Wool Wilbur. So good. 10 out of 10. Oh yeah. 3 more. Diamond Wyman, Pearly Whirly, Platty Watty. I can feel so many people be so disappointed of me right now.
I got nothing. I have nothing.
Are you disappointed in me?
Could you not hit the slow clap?
Yeah, I could.
Good. That actually, the microphone did pick that up.
Yeah, it did. What was the worst name?
I don't know. I
your
think
opinion.
Jubilife's.
Boobs for Life. Leave your opinion down in the comments. Which was the worst name I picked? Oh my god.
And here come the YouTube heroes. This video now has immature content. We can't get rid of the monetization. Bad. No.
No, I mentioned boobs. I'm going to die now.
It's meant to be comedy. It's meant to be comedy, people. Comedy.
No, we're actually talking about Pokemon, which is owned by something. We're going to be flagged by copyright, even though we show nothing. Nothing.
The Generation 1 video has not been flagged for copyright yet.
Oh, that's a surprise. Did we show a Pikachu? No!
Well, we used a picture that was the original 151 sprites just properly colored.
Yeah.
Does that count?
No, it was in the game. We're gonna be flagged for copyright. Damn it. Alright.
Though apparently you can now be flagged for not even showing any footage from a show by the company who makes the show, because going back to the Noggin thing, he got flagged by the company behind the Pokemon anime in Japan without showing anything from the Pokemon anime.
Yep. Alright, do you remember anything of the anime for Gen 4?
I remember things like Brock probably having a completely destroyed leg after Krogunk.
Oh yeah, I love that Krogunk. Krogunk. I don't remember how Krogunk sounded. I remember Dawn. What was Dawn?
Dawn was the Serena before Serena.
No, she wasn't.
No. What I mean by that is taking the crush on Ash thing away for a little bit, though, depending on how you look at it, could be seen otherwise. She was the first one who, while she did know what she wanted to do, she struggled to get to it at first. She actually lost a fair bit of contests in a row.
All right. I'll see what you mean now.
She was the Serena before Serena.
Hey, Kelsey. My cat walked in. I gotta close my door, but I kind of can't. So, I have no plushes to throw out my door to close it. Oh, wait.
I can't reach mine, including my Pokemon Center ones, which, thank you, Eevee. And I even have on my shelf a Mega Yarn Yoshi, because I was able to get that for 36.
I have the Eevee I bought Build-A-Bear, which was like a miracle. I walk in the Build-A-Bear, and they're like, "Oh, Eevee's here? Yeah, they got restocked, and this is they got restocked today, and this is the type of plush that they restocked for one day, and then they sold out." So,
I wish there was one of those near me, because I'd be getting one of those Eevees.
Yep.
But I think the only Build-A-Bear near me is over at a shopping center, which is a nightmare to get to, so not worth it.
Well, the Build-A-Bear near me is at my mall, which is literally 5 minutes away, so...
Lucky.
Yeah. I'm sorry. My mall is like one of the biggest in my county. The one 5 minutes away from me, so yeah, I'm pretty lucky. Kelsey, why'd you have to open the door? Get out here. She's asking for food.
But you don't have any on you.
Well, I mean, I do. I have to go downstairs after this recording to feed them.
Yeah, fair enough.
What else do we have? I mean, we could talk about the spin-off games, like Ranger.
Well, very quickly, just to finish off the Pokemon part of it first, what do you think of the Pokemon designs as a whole? Seeing as this was the generation that introduced mostly evolutions for Pokemon, some of them very, very tedious.
Yeah. I really like the evolutions. I love the only let me see regional Pokedex of Sinnoh. Like regional Pokedex of Sinnoh. Let me see. Like I like all the most of the Pokemon designs. I don't mind them. I think they're really good. The only Pokemon I never I think are gross are probably mainly Burmy, which oddly enough I had a toy of him. Let's see, there was Burmy, who else? And Wormadam. Cherubi was useless, pretty much. I don't know, I never really saw it.
But it was really cute. I liked Cherubi in terms of just pure looks. I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
Along with Cherim once it bloomed.
I mean, there's Purr Ugly, but I can't be mad at Purr Ugly because she reminds me of my cat.
I can be mad at Purr Ugly. That thing killed me so many times.
True.
I am mad at Purr Ugly.
Stuntank's cry is just at farting. Also, true leader of Team Skull. The true Team Skull.
If he does not have a Skuntank, I will be pissed.
I will be too. Oh yeah, there's one thing we forgot to mention. There was Manaphy, which is only gotten through an event through another game, unless if you went to the Toys R Us event, which was actually my first event I went to.
My first one was Darkrai.
Yeah.
So.
And welcome everyone's favorite Pokemon, Rotom, which is going to return Sun and Moon. I'm so happy.
And it's going to be the one that gets you the Pokemon Snap.
Yes, I am so happy with Rotom. Who's your favorite Rotom? Who's your favorite Rotom?
I'm gonna have to say a Lawnmower Rotom because it tried to mow down Ash.
Oh my god.
And
yes.
I kind of wish it succeeded.
My favorite Rotom is Pokedex Rotom. No, I can't say that now. My favorite's probably Wash.
That doesn't exist yet. We can't talk about it.
I mean, my favorite is Wash because Wash was mainly the one I used during competitives, but let's take a minute to appreciate how useless Fan Rotom was.
Yeah.
And Fan Rotom is even more useless now because it now before all of them were electric ghosts, but now it's like, oh, Morom is grass. What was it, like grass electric, grass ghost? You know, they're like. But it's like, oh yeah, Morom's part electric, part grass. Frost Roam is part ice, and etc. etc. Currently, Fan Rotom is part flying and has levitate. Can we just think about that real quick?
Electros did it better. Bye weakness.
No. Do you understand? Flying type with levitate. Do you realize how useless this is?
Well, it gets rid of the ground weakness of electricity, but it doesn't need it anyway because it's flying.
I know.
Which is why, as I said, Electros did it better because it's pure electric of levitate. Bye weakness. Electric's one and only weakness.
I just closed my door.
Just looking at this now, I'm finding it kind of weird. Like, this is the official primer guide for Platinum that I've been looking through, and they didn't really update the Sugimori artwork. So you see a Hippowdon with the Gen 4 artwork, but Azurill with the Gen 3 artwork, and then Azurill you can clearly tell was the Gen 2 artwork.
Oh, fun.
Along with Whooper, Quagsire, right next to Riolu and Lucario.
Alright, here's a question. Glaceon or Leafeon?
Glaceon.
I like Leafeon better. Is that weird?
Yeah, not really.
Alright, so here's a
No, May's Eevee evolved into Glaceon and was absolutely beautiful in the one cameo she had.
Yeah, I remember that. Serena for Alola. No one said that.
I didn't hear a thing.
Okay, there's one Pokemon I really appreciate in terms of design. Before I thought Magmar looked like a butt. But now Magmortar is awesome.
My arms are bazookas. You have no chance.
Alright, because Pokemon Generation Part 3 came out, do you remember? Did you see Pokemon Generation Part 3?
I have.
Did you see that scene where Lapras, like, you see a point of view of Lapras getting annihilated by Alakazam?
I do, and when I saw it, it's like, I want more of this.
Okay, think of this. Pokemon point of view. Like, you're in a league championship match or something. You get taken down. You're, like, on the floor. And then a Magmortar comes up to you. Shows a cannon charging up to you. This is the end. Lens flare from the sun, Magmortar charging up a cannon point blank. Does that sound the most awesome thing that you could imagine with a Pokemon?
Oh yeah, the only thing that would make it more awesome is if it was a delayed explosion. That way the camera would swap back to Magmortar as it was walking away as it explodes.
No. I think the delayed explosion happens way too much in Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think what would have been cooler is a point blank fire blast or whatever he uses to your face.
Especially if it was a grass type.
Yep. I just think Magmortar looks really.
And now I'm thinking of crying Burmese, or not, but Budoos.
Yeah. Not only that, Magmortar has been said to launch Geodudes. Oh no, wait, that was Rhyperior.
That's Rhyperior.
Yeah. But even then, I think Magmar looks cooler than Electivire does.
I do too.
Magmortar all the way.
Going through the old Pokemon that got new evolutions, we have the first and best one, Weavile.
Go on.
Shut up, I like Weavile.
I love Weavile too. I just get sad when I think about him.
Yeah, true. It reminds me of the Lucario Mystery of the Mew, and you just see the two Weavils with. She criticizes them on the bad job. They just go wiki. They both hang their heads in shame.
Yeah, I really like Weavil's design. Like, yeah, I really like Weavil. What's another Pokemon? Porygon Z.
Well, I'm just going through it in order. We have Officer Magnezone.
Yep. Magnezone. I love using Magnezone during adventures. I use Magnezone in X.
I never really find an excuse to use Magnezone. That's because I don't really use a lot of electric types.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of the ones where they design in a way to go, we will not make one that's just 2 Magnetons. Or 3 Magnetons.
Yeah, they just fuse into one being.
Yeah.
Which Magnezone is probably like kind of an electric version of Metagross, if you think about it.
Yeah. Up next is the tongue with its own Wi-Fi signal, Licky Licky.
Oh, Licky Licky. I think
Which then reminds me of, we have to do the Rise of Darkrai sometimes, because we see this pompous guy get turned into a Licky Licky. It is hilarious.
I like Rise of Darkrai, but that movie gets really nonsensical at times.
Yeah.
Who else?
Up next is Rhyperior. No, with I'm going to shoot you with Geodudes.
Can we please talk about Probopass, please?
Coming.
Okay.
But yeah, I still think they're one of the stupidest things in Pokemon, though. So, along with a lot of things from Generation 1, how can Rhydon learn Surf?
I don't know. How can Zigzagoon learn Surf?
How can Doduos fly?
It's either they either use their heads as propellers, or I don't know what else, or just try. They try really hard.
They jump really, really high.
Then that's just bounce, not fly. There's a difference.
You got a better idea. Aside from giving them headaches, because especially if it's a Doduo flying, how does it look where it's going? At least Dodrio has the 3rd head.
Oh yeah, I saw an image of another depiction of Doduo flying. They just use their heads as wings, like the 2 heads flap up and down.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
We then have... I'm not even going to go make that joke. Tangrowth.
Oh god, no.
I'm not even going to go there.
No, skip.
We've already talked about Electivire and Magmortar.
I mean, we haven't really...
Up next...
We haven't really covered Electivire, did we?
What is there really to talk about with Electivire?
Gary had an Electivire.
Oh yeah, true.
But that's really much it.
Moving on.
Link moves. Oh no, moving on.
Yeah. Up next is eventually going to kill Smogon if they give her a Mega Evolution.
Wait, which?
Togekiss.
Oh yes. Togekiss was really good. Now that she has a fairy type.
I love Togekiss.
Now she has a fairy type.
Yay!
Or he. Oh no. The Togekiss I had was a guy and I named him Cosmo.
Oh my god. If only it could get Pixelate. Fairy type extreme speed.
Ew. I mean, cool.
Mega Togekiss with Pixelate. Make that happen.
Oh my god, yes. Next.
Yang Mega, which, according to that one episode of the Pokemon anime, is basically a Florges' personal bomber.
Yep. I remember watching that episode. I'm like, oh, Gumi has war flashbacks of Vietnam.
And then, once again, we have the thing of, why are you getting rid of these things?
Wait, which one?
He gave up Goodra in that one, but I do know Goodra comes back for the
he didn't. He
championship.
didn't give up Goodra. The thing is, like, Gumi lived in this one part, which is like kind of a Pokemon safari or a sanctuary, and he has like friends there. But Goodra is still considered Ash's Pokemon, but he just kind of leaves him there. But at the very last part of the series, when he goes to the league, he's like, "Oh yeah, I need a 6th Pokemon." And that's where Goodra comes back.
Welcome back, old friend.
Okay, there's one thing I hate about Ash's team in XY. Hawlucha, Noivern, and what was the third one? Well, there was Hawlucha, Noivern, Greninja,
Talonflame.
and Talonflame. Electricity is his bitch.
Yeah. And yet he somehow loses the championship against a Mega Charizard.
Hey,
Versus Ash Greninja.
hey, I was mad at that, but I looked at it. It was really, really close. Like the thing is, the Charizard had Thunder Punch.
I don't recall it using Thunder Punch.
It like before it had Steel Ring, but he replaced it with Thunder Punch.
Ah, okay.
So that's why Charizard won.
Yeah.
It was so close.
Yeah, all we needed to do was last that little bit longer.
Yeah, but it was a good fight. That was the closest Ash has ever gone to winning.
And now he goes to school.
Stop.
Moving on.
Stop. Alright.
We've already talked about Leafeon and Glaceon, so move on.
Okay.
Gliscor!
Okay, here's the thing with Gliscor, and because of my monotype ground team. So I have Hippowdon, which uses Sandstorms. Gliscor is infamous for Sand Veil, increases invasiveness in Sandstorms. Also, Garchomp has Sand Veil. I am cheap.
Stop the bats. Stop the bats.
Oh my god, yeah. Didn't Ash have a Gliscor at that one point?
He did.
Yeah.
And now it's gone on to the ether that is Professor Oak's lab.
At least Pokemon are actually remembered in Professor Oak's lab. At least you're not like Ash's Primate, which is like, hey Primate, I'll see you later. He never does.
He uses the Pokedex on a Draco.
And
now, if you think Serena not going to Kalos is going to be bad...
You mean Alola, not Kalos?
Yeah, Alola. Ash Greninja, a pseudo-mega, one of his strongest Pokemon, up there with Pikachu, is going to go to Professor Oak's lab. Or a village of Froakies.
I really...
Never to be seen again.
I at least really hope he goes to Oak's lab, because he brought back Charizard one time in Black and White, so...
True.
I'm thinking he's going to put Greninja in Oak's lab. But the thing is, Greninja was technically the introduction of Z moves, if you think about it. So...
Well, we don't know yet how Ash Greninja is going to play out in Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
We don't know yet.
I think Ash Greninja might return. Might. I'm not entirely sure.
There is a leak saying that he is a new form in Sun and Moon. We just don't know what that is yet.
Right. I think he might...
He is coming back.
Yeah, I think he might come back in some way or another. I know he's going to box him. Most likely.
Yeah.
But moving on with evolutions from...
Up next is Mamoswine.
I love Mamoswine! I'm using him... I'm going to use him on my ground monotype as well. No.
He's an alright Pokemon. Ice and Ground are another two that I don't really use, and if I use an Ice type, I use Weavile.
Yeah.
So...
I mean...
I like him, I just don't use him, that's all.
Mamoswine, I remember Mamoswine a lot because my friend had a shiny Mamoswine.
Yeah, it reminds me, I had a friend of mine who actually introduced me to like the M3, R4 stuff before I got one for myself. He gave me a shiny Arceus, because I won it off of him.
Oh,
and then
fun.
he won it right back.
Oh my god. Alright, who next?
We have the other infamously bad one to try and get because of how stupid it is to evolve him. And another one that says we're not making any more of these damn things.
Wait, which ones?
Porygon Z.
Porygon Z, never to be mentioned in the anime, ever, because Porygon family is banned from TV.
Same way as we'll never see an Abra family card in the TCG ever again, aside from Mega Alakazam.
Wait.
Because
oh, yeah.
Dark Kadabra got them sued.
Wait, only Dark Kadabra?
Yep.
Why Dark Kadabra? Because I know...
It resembles I think the story was that it looked like a famous magician, and he sued them for the
No,
likeness of it.
that wasn't TCG. That was just Abracadabra. Well, Kadabra now because I'm in a nutshell.
Well, I think what got his attention was Dark Kadabra because it portrayed him as evil.
Oh. I'm gonna look that up, but yeah, Porygon Z is banned from TV, even though I do like Porygon Z's design.
I do too. And then because I've been reading the manga lately, the Blues Porygon, the ultimate hacker.
Wait, what do you mean?
It hacked into, those battle towers that were introduced in Gen 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them in the Sevi Islands turned out to be a team run by a computer run by Team Rocket.
Oh.
And Porygon 2 hacked into it.
Porygon.
No, Porygon 2. He had a Porygon 2 at that time.
Yeah, I know. Porygon 2 says Porygon.
Yeah, true. Up next is Gallade. Well, you looked that up Darkadabra.
Yep. Yeah, I looked at...
We've already really talked about it, right?
We already basically talked about Gallade and gender evolutions and all that.
Yep. And then... knock yourself out, because it's next.
Probopass!
Yep, Probopass.
Mustache Man! I looked at first time seeing Probopass, you'd think it's the most ridiculous Pokemon you ever see. What?
Considering what it evolved from, that's saying a lot.
Nosepass. I like Probopass because the mustache is just like magnetic fibers. So it's basically like that one game where you put like magnetic fibers on this guy's, like make it as this guy's hair or mustache with like this magnetic pen. It was fun.
Oh yeah.
That's really all I know about Probopass except its ridiculous design.
Same, you know more about it than I do.
Oh my god. We have Desnor. Is that next?
Yep, that's next.
Yay.
Hello! Obviously not the villain of Explorers of Darkness and Time for the main story.
Hey,
how are you doing?
Hey, that's a spoiler. We don't really care about spoilers. I basically spoiled all of XYZ for everyone.
Oh yeah. And we already did a review where we talked about it before.
Coincidentally, the introduction of Desnor actually made... Well, not entirely the introduction of Desnor, but later on, Desnor made Dusclops more viable. Because of Evilite.
Yep.
Desnor itself, compared to Dusclops now, I think Dusclops is better than Desnor.
I don't mind either of them. Normally my Eviolite Pokemon is Chansey.
Mm-hmm.
Because screw you, it's Chansey.
Right?
Yeah. Dustnor's alright.
Yeah.
Though I really only know him as the villain of the Explorers games.
There's also we're missing some Pokemon that are the opposite of evolutions. How many babies were introduced? Was there only Happiny and Mantike?
Oh no, there's more. I'll run through the entire list.
There's
as I search through them. It's the starters. Very quickly, what do you think of the starters overall?
Yeah, the starters are probably one of the best starters like lines that we gotten because they're all pretty strong in their own respects.
Yeah. And Torterra's the only grass starter who can sweep both of them.
Torterra.
It's a grass type, so it takes out Piplup, Prinplup, and Empoleon.
Mm-hmm.
And it knows Earthquake.
Oh, joy.
So bye-bye Infernape.
Torterra number 1. Turtwig.
Oh yeah.
Turtwig represent.
Team Turtwig all the way.
Yeah.
For Gen 4.
Yeah,
Alright.
Coincidentally, Pearl I picked Piplup and Platinum I picked Chimchar.
2 games and you didn't go for the best one.
I know, I didn't realize that at the time.
Boo. Though Turtwig was my first one just because I liked its design more than the other 2.
Okay.
First baby Pokemon, Badoo.
Oh yeah, Badoo.
It's so cute.
I know. And then Roserade happened, which is an evolution we forgot.
Yeah, I do like Roserade.
Roserade is so good.
So good.
Especially in
A bit
competitive.
annoying to get to, because especially if you get it as a Badoo.
Yeah?
but once you get there, it's really good.
Three that we missed actually. Ambipom, Honchkrow, and Miss.
Yeah, it's because I did all the ones close to the end. I forgot about the others.
Yeah.
Ambipom. More tails, more tails.
Double slap.
Happy slaps for all.
I can imagine Ambipom clapping a lot.
Yeah, I think. For going back to the anime, Ash had called an Apom in Battle Frontier that came with him into Gen 4, and then he traded to Dawn because it loved to perform, and he took her Weasel because it loved to fight.
Yeah.
So, it made sense for a trade.
There's one thing about Honchkrow I love Honchkrow's design, for one. He looks like a mob boss.
Yeah.
But...
And then in Generation 7, we'll get another mob boss in the form of Alolan Raticate.
Oh, I love it. But...
Mob bosses for all.
But weird thing about Honchkrow, I know I made, stupid pronunciations, but this one, I don't even know where I got this one. I didn't really read the name properly, so I just called him Honchkrow now. I don't know where I...
Where'd you get the now from?
I don't know. I always call him Honchkrow now.
Okay.
I don't understand where I got that from.
Oh yeah, very quickly, just because it's on the same page as Ambipom.
Mm-hmm.
The only Pokemon to love Pikachu. Love Pikachu.
Baneri. At first I thought it was kind of cute. Oh, Baneri has a crush on Pikachu, and Pikachu just is not oblivious, unlike
friend zoning it.
I mean, Pikachu is not oblivious, unlike some people. Give him so many hints that he doesn't take one. Anyway, I mean, I thought Baneri was cute. Oh, it's cute. Baneri has a crush on Pikachu. But then I encounter another Baneri in X and Y who has a crush on... Who was it? Bunnelby? And then I realized Baneri is just a whore!
You do know you're probably talking about two different Baneris, right?
I mean, true, I guess.
Unless Dawn was there, it's different than Baneri.
I don't know. But then...
And besides, it's... Though, to be fair, that is very valid considering what it evolves into.
La Bunny. It's basically a Playboy bunny. Okay.
And people wonder why I leave the safe search option on for Google.
I'm surprised there are more inappropriate searches for Gardevoir than La Bunny.
True. Sadly.
Don't Google La Bunny, please.
Just don't.
We're just gonna call her don't Google.
Yeah.
Wait, La Bunny can also be a guy.
Yeah, which is actually kind of weird.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, and Miss Magius?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I like her design, but do people actually use her?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. She always seemed useless to me. Good design. Like, she's a witch. That's really all you get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've also got the baby Pokemon that introduced you to the Gen 3 Pokemon you didn't know was in Gen 3. Chingling!
Chingling! There's one... speaking of Chingling, there's one thing I really like about... Oh yeah, other baby Pokemon included Bonsly, Munchlax, and Mime Jr.
Yep. Also known as Baby Tree. Hey, I don't want to be a sex offender, and it's so freaking cute.
Well, I mean, Happiny is cute. I think Mime Jr. is cuter. Remember James as Mime Jr.?
Yeah.
I love him.
I remember it.
I love the Mime Jr. Alright, there's one thing
James always gets the best Pokemon.
I know. I kind of wish, like, Jesse and James and XY get more Pokemon, but they only stick with 2. Technically 3.
Yeah, which is annoying, but...
Technically 3 if you count Meowth.
And 4 if you count Wobbuffet.
Oh, true. I wish Spaghetti existed. There's one funny line that came from James when he was talking about Inkay. Jesse and James somehow managed to get a Noibat in their possession, and they're wondering how to evolve it. And they said, "Oh, is it a day-night thing, a stone thing, or a level-up thing?" And he's, well, or how they say raise it. And he's like, "Oh, you have to raise it. Oh, that's annoying." So James is like, "Well, maybe if you hold it upside down, it might evolve." And Kate pops out his Pokeball to flip upside down, and Jesse's like, "Nah, that just sounds stupid."
And yeah, it is still a stupid way to evolve it. Which is why I'm only gonna have one Malamar, because I don't want to do that again.
There was a thing people said, like, who was it? I forgot if it was Dragonite or Mewtwo. I think it was Dragonite. People say if you hold your Game Boy upside down and train Dragonite in a certain way, he will evolve into Yoshi. I'm not making this up.
I know you're not, because it sounds so stupid. It's just, ugh.
I want to use Yoshi.
Yeah, at least it's not quite as bad as if you do this number of matches at this particular point of day, you'll get Sonic and Tails and Toad and Super Smash Bros. Melee.
Oh my god, no. There's one thing, because they never had an official random. Did they have a random picker in Melee? I don't think they did. Oh no, did they? No, they didn't. They never had a random option in Melee. So to counteract this, there's like 2 empty spaces on the side of the screen which will pick your character for you by random. So my brother told me, "Oh, you see those 2 empty spaces? That's where Sonic and Tails were supposed to go." I didn't believe him for a second.
The sad thing is, Sonic was actually planned to be in Melee. There was a push to get him in there.
Oh my god.
Along with Snake, but they both got cut for Brawl.
Yeah. But if Capcom brought Snake in, do you think they'll bring Phoenix Wright in? Phoenix Wright was brought into...
one small flaw of your joke.
Phoenix...
Snake's Konami.
Oh yeah. Wow. Wait, Konami's dead. Never mind.
Yeah, true.
But then
Oh wait, no, they're not quite dead yet because they've got Metal Gear Survive.
No.
When you have Kojima going against your game, the guy who makes the Metal Gear series, and if you can make it something that sounds so stupid that in a universe where you have giant mechs,
Metal Gear Survive,
psychics, and someone who apparently has chlorophyll in their body, so they need to be mostly naked all the time.
Nanomachines.
And you make, and you somehow make something that sounds stupid in that context.
Nanomachines. I'm gonna make America great again. Can I go on? Do you remember that?
See, the sad thing is, now that you've said that, I'm expecting Donald Trump to then go, "We're going to invest in nanomachines."
I mean, I don't want that to happen, but if that happens, it would be both funny and terrifying at the same time.
It's believable because they're on the verge of programmable matter, which means I'm this much closer to my Transformer.
Nanomachines. Hi, Kelsey. My cat's...
Oh yeah, there's one other baby Pokemon that we forgot to talk about.
Who?
Mantike.
Okay, I have an issue with Mantike. So, Manatine always had a Remoraid, attached to a sprite. I thought that was cool. I love that Remoraid. I used a Mantine in Coliseum, and I thought that Remoraid attached one was awesome. Because Mantike evolved into Mantine with a Remoraid in his party, they didn't want to, confuse people seeing it's like a fusion. Whoop, I dropped something. So, from that point, Gen 4 forward, Remoraid was out of Manatine sprite and models.
Oh.
It's all because of Mantike.
But it's so happy.
I know, but it eats...
And so cute.
I'm in... Fusion. Like, not because, like, people, Remoraid was out of Mantike's fight because they didn't want to say it was like a fusion. No, I think Mantike just ate Remoraid. Yum. That's why you don't see it in their sprites.
Cannibalism. Been in Pokemon since Generation 1.
But it's not really
When you actually stop and read the Pokedex entries.
It's not really cannibalism. It's just more like just a Mantike eating a Remoraid.
Oh yeah, true. I keep getting cannibalism confused. It's eating one of your same species, I think, is cannibalism.
Yeah, that's just... Well, what we just talked about is just carnivores.
Yeah, true.
Yum. But the thing with Remoraid is a gun, though. That's awesome.
Lock and load, Remoraid.
Yeah, can you imagine a Mantike holding a gun? I mean, you don't have to because it was in the original sprites.
Yeah, but at the same time, he can't really hold a gun. He has no hands.
We can dream.
True. One other thing with the Pokemon is that this was also the Pokemon generation to have the most legendaries out of all generations.
I like that, honestly.
We have, in order, Uxie, Mesprit, Azelf, Dialga, Palkia, Heatran, Regigigas, Giratina Altered Form, Giratina Origin Form, Cresselia, Fione, Manaphy, Darkrai, Shaman Land Form, Shaman Sky Form, and because it didn't exist before this book was printed, Arceus.
Okay, are we counting Fione as a legendary?
May as well, because you need a legendary in order to get it.
And a Ditto.
And a Ditto, yes, yes.
Of all...
I just realised something. One thing I really want to see now for Generation 7. What would happen if you actually did manage to breed two Manaphy together?
I don't think that anything would happen.
Well, I know nothing happens now, but imagine if they did make a Pokemon that you can only get by breeding two Manaphys together.
Fione 2, I don't know.
It's just a bigger Fione.
Yes, fusion. Okay, so when you breed a Fione, and a Manaphy, you get Yoshi. I don't know.
You really want Yoshi in this game, don't you?
Yes, I don't know. Think of something more ridiculous.
Breed a Fione and a Manaphy together, and you get...
Fred Flintstone.
I'm just looking around trying to find something.
Fred Flintstone. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, sure, we'll get that. I was actually, the first thing I thought was Isabelle.
Isabelle from Animal Crossing?
Hey, it makes a little bit more sense than Yoshi.
No, you get Tom Nook. No.
Damn it!
KK Slider, I don't know. Considering KK Slider is like my three, like I have the regular new 3DS, so KK Slider is my cover plate and my theme.
At the moment, on my new 3DS, my cover plate is Fire Emblem Fates, and the theme scrolls from Skyward Sword, Happy Home Designer, and Splatoon.
Wait, is your cover plates matching?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I have unmatching cover plates because that's what I love about cover plates. That's why I didn't want the XL. I have KK as the top one and Monster Hunter as the bottom.
Very nice.
I love it.
Shall we talk about the spin-off games very quickly? Because now that we've done with going through the Pokemon for the most part.
One thing about legendaries, even though this game has a ton of legendaries and a ton of good ones at that, there's always a dud. That is, what was his name? Wow. Regigigas.
Yes and no. I agree that Regigigas is really bad, but I think the worst one's Heatran.
No, Heatran I saw... Did you know that Heatran is one of the most common Pokemon to use in VGC?
No, I didn't actually. That's because I don't really pay attention to VGC.
I know Heatran is a a really useful earthquake user. I think he also has flash fire, so that makes fire types moot. What else? Earth power. He just has a lot. He just has a lot of like good like two hitting Pokemon moves. That's why it was used a lot. But then people realized, hey, Wide Guard Aegislash is a thing, so you don't really see him that often anymore.
True. And the thing with Regigigas is that once it gets its ability over and out of the way, it's really good.
So
The problem is that its ability is slow start. So it takes like something like 5, maybe 6 turns for it to actually start hitting properly
here's how you
at full strength.
Here's how you run Regigigas. Double battle Regigigas and Kecleon. Skill Squat Protein from Kecleon on a Regigigas. Kill everything.
Yeah. Basically.
Alright, now we're gonna move into spin-offs.
Mega Regigigas, where its ability gets replaced with something other than slow start, and it gets a ridiculous attack buff. Make that happen.
Oh my god. I guess one more thing is that the form changes in Platinum were just Giratina and Shaman.
And the Rotom forms.
Yeah, and the Rotom. Rotom forms were...
What do you...
What? Wait, what?
Which do you prefer out of the Giratina and Shaman forms? The original altered form, or the original... or the Platinum original form?
For
And
Giratina...
in the case of Shaman, Land or Sky.
Alright, for Giratina, I thought, like, both of his forms are awesome. I mean, if you really think the alternate form... he's alternate just to, touch into the mortal realm. Just think about everything, like, he has three arms, three spikes on his wings, and three, spikes on his front, or whatever you call them. I mean... Oh, no.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
No, wait, I'm sorry, not 3. 6 legs, 6 spikes, and 6 more spikes.
Devil Pokemon confirmed.
Pretty much. In fact, he's actually based on Lucifer. Arceus cast him down to the distortion realm because... I don't know, actually.
Well, to go back to that Noggin video that I brought up ages ago now, the current theory is that he's going with is that Giratina's not Lucifer.
Oh?
Zygarde is.
But Zygarde is based on Norse mythology. That is the order of the earth.
True, and that is the big flaw of it, but looking at it from other perspectives, it would make a little bit of sense. Arceus is one of the first Pokemon in the Dex, in terms of alphabetical order. Not the first, I think the first is Abomasnow.
Yes.
But it's one of the first ones, and Zygarde is the last one in National Dex order.
I mean, I guess, but Zygarde is named Z because Xerneas Yveltal XY. The reason why they're called XYZ is because of the 3DS and that they are in a 3D space. The origins...
I'm gonna stop you before you go on a rant.
Okay.
I'm not saying the theory is perfect, but though I would recommend you take a look at it after we finish recording, because well, it's not perfect. It does spike interest and curiosity.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, I get where he's coming from, but I'm not going to believe that Zygarde is Lucifer.
Just watch the video. It's a little bit hard to explain.
Yeah, but even then, there's still the Norse mythology, which was heavily implied in the anime, actually.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to take the whole Zygarde as Lucifer when we already have Giratina, who is literally cast into hell or the distortion realm, while Zygarde is not from any other realm other than Earth. Because he is Earth.
True.
Okay. I mean, with that...
To go on to something a little bit more lighter.
Okay.
Land or Sky?
Okay, Landform Shaman. I hate its cry. So Skyform.
As do I.
It pierces my ears. I hate Landform Shaman's cry. I like...
What makes it even more annoying is that the only plushie that we're getting for the 20th anniversary stuff is his land form. And I want his sky form too.
Skyform.
Same way as I want Ario in pirouette form of Meloetta. They're
I
adorable.
love Skyform Shaman. He's like a happy little reindeer.
I
love my happy little grass reindeer. I mean, there is a Mystery Dungeon Sky plush of a Skyform Shaman with a bag, so that's cool.
Oh, now I wish we got those here.
The only Mystery Dungeon plush I ever found was Shinx. There's
So not really complaining because you can get a plushie version of Leroy.
oh yeah, Leroy. Alright, that Let's Play we never finished because technical issues.
The save file got corrupted, guys. Sorry about
I
that.
think I still have the save file. I think.
Well, it's not the save. It was more. If I recall correctly, the game froze, which caused Fraps to crash.
Right.
And because I'd saved, I couldn't go back. And then I had issues bouncing out the specs for recording. So I couldn't get it to record.
Yeah.
So that was the big issue.
And on my computer, I could barely record anything. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once we can get stronger computers, we'll go back to doing the Let's Plays, because that's something I do really want to do.
Me too. Alright, there's one thing I want to talk about a little bit more, the Gen 4 thing. Cries were so good for Gen 4 Pokemon. Except for Shaman.
Shaman excluded.
Yeah. I mean, take a moment to appreciate Leafeon's cry. Or Roserade's cry, or...
Yeah.
Or Galade's cry. They all have little sounds of, Leafeon's crickets, or Galade's little sword shing that never actually happens with swords.
If only.
Yeah. Or Roserade's like bloom stock sound effect.
Yeah.
Point is, they're really good.
I think the cries were at their best in Generation 4.
Yeah.
The cries for Generation 5 and 6 I don't really think have any weight to it, and my big issue with the Generation 6 cries is if you're going with the anime one, and I just dropped a broken toy tag for Lego Dimensions,
Yeah.
If you're going to do the cry from the anime for Pikachu, why not everyone else?
I know. They do the same thing.
Like, either or, guys. Mascot or not, I don't care. I want either or.
Oh.
Preferably both.
Okay. What does this Pokemon sound like? It's like a pixelated garbage. Okay. What does Pikachu sound like? Pikachu. What did you just say to me? I mean, technically, you have Pikachu in yellow. That did that.
Yeah, but what also makes it worse is that it is only Pikachu.
Yeah.
Pichu doesn't have the special cry. Raichu doesn't have the special cry. It is just Pikachu.
Raichu, why'd you forget how to talk? And then he just talks in electric garbage.
Damn it, Raichu. No wonder why you're getting an Alolan form. What's up, dude?
Are the Alolan form of Pokemon's getting new cries?
Don't know.
I think they
Don't care.
Okay, fine. I don't know why I always focus on cries. Oh, one thing that we forgot to mention in all of this Gen 4. We forgot to mention the best Pokemon cry in all of Pokemon's history. Diddle-doo!
Cricketoon.
Yes, Cricketoon! How did we forget about Cricketoon?
The Cricketoon was actually, as another bit of a story thing, my friend got Pokemon Diamond for his birthday. That was at there one time, because he had his party on the same day as his birthday. And he had Diamond then, so I got to have a little bit of a try of that. So one of the first generation Pokemon I got to experience in-game was Cricketoon.
And how was that experience?
Weird. Because I didn't know if... I didn't think its mustache thing was a mustache. I thought it was like two smaller arms. And then I thought that... I didn't make the connection that it was meant to be a
What?
conductor for orchestra.
Oh yeah.
I didn't make that connection at first. I just thought it was like little pins for arms. It's like, what is this thing?
I mean, if you got confused with Crickettoon's mustache, have you ever played the original Mario Party games, specifically 3?
No,
Yeah?
I haven't. You want to know why? Because it was never released here.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
Still isn't.
All right, do me a favor and look up.
Totally not bitter about that, Nintendo. Just saying.
Do me a favor and look up Mario Party 3 Millennium Star.
Oh yeah,
What?
I've seen a Let's Play of it, so I am familiar with the Millennium Star. It's just what?
Specifically, avoid promotional art. Look at it as like model in game.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have seen it via Let's Plays. It's just
Okay. To you, what does it look like? Does that look like a mustache to you?
It did.
Okay. When I was little, I thought the Millennium Star just had a huge underbite. And whenever he so-called twiddles his mustache, I didn't understand. I thought he was like eating something.
Oh no, I just want Mario Party 3 here even more.
I mean, you could get off emulators.
Nintendo, put it on the eShop.
You get off emulators, I guess.
I know, but still. It's not fun playing Mario Party games on emulators.
Or on your own.
The AI are cheating bastards.
Or especially on your own. This summer, I'm sorry to make you like jealous, but this summer I still have my N64 in my room now. And my friends would come over and say, "Let's play Mario Party," and it's either me or my friend always sweeps. Usually me.
Yeah, I still think one of the best multiplayer experiences I've ever had was this PS2 game called Burnout 3. You only need one controller, and you'd swap it around to every person, but the main thing for Burnout 3 was, for party mode, it was causing the most amount of destruction in a crash.
Ooh.
So all of you would pick a car to use, and you would go around to see who would get the most amount of points.
That sounds like fun.
It was really good. One of the best party games I've ever played, just for that mode. Especially because they really like to show off the art of the crash, because as soon as you made the first hit, it would then swap to slow-mo, and the camera would move around to whenever more destruction was happening.
That sounds beautiful. Okay, so I had a game. I think this is considered a party game. It was for the PS4 and it was called Sports Friends. It had a numerous amount of minigames. And one minigame I always we always go back to is Joust. Me, my brother, and his friends would have 4 controllers to play this. It was actually called Johann Sebastian Joust because it was music based. So
I was gonna say, Joust is in the original Game Boy game when you were on what I always see as cuckoos, having to flap around.
Funny thing is, I think
basically balloon fight.
I mean, you're not riding horses or anything. Here's how the game works. All 4 of you will have controllers, and you hold it really still. When the music plays, like, all of you are gonna move around. When the music stops, you're gonna have to try to hold your controller as still as you can as you try to swipe another person's controller to move.
That sounds like this. When I was at a gaming event a few years ago, they had this one for the PlayStation Move, which sounds exactly like that. You'd have like 4 people with PlayStation Move controllers. They had to walk around. There was no music to it, but they had to try and keep theirs as steady as possible while tapping everyone else's so the motion sensors go off.
Right.
Last one standing.
Yeah, but this one is I guess it was a mix of that, but with musical chairs.
Yeah.
That game can effectively break your very expensive PS4 controllers.
Oh, I'm well aware of how expensive those things are.
It was a really.
I think a PlayStation 4 controller here is like $80.
It was a really fun game. I love playing that when my brother's friends would come over.
Fair enough. Shall we move on to the spin-offs?
Yeah. Which one are we gonna start with?
Let's start off with the first one, being Ranger.
Yes, one of the only instances of getting Manaphy.
Yeah, and I don't care what other people say. Shadow of Almir is better just because of one thing: health bars.
The only Ranger game I played is Shadow of Almia, and I never beat it.
Here's why Shadow of Almir is better than the original one. For the original one, you had a counter for as the amount of circles you need to make around the Pokemon. The moment the line broke, that counter would get set to 0. There are, as you are probably familiar with Shadows of Almia, there are Pokemon that will screen nuke.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, but your number would still be saved, right?
For Shadows of Almia, yeah. For the original, no.
What Pokemon did you...
Entei had 50 circles, I think.
Which Pokemon did you use?
And he was...
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah. He, for Shadows of Almia, well, for the original one, 50 circles, loved to screen nuke moves. And again, that line broke, you had to restart to 0.
Fun. Which Pokemon did you choose?
That is...
Oh, damn it.
That is why Shadows of Almia is better than the original. Go on.
Which Pokemon did you choose for Shadows of Almia? I know there was a choice of Starly, Pachirisu, and someone else.
Starly.
Starly, Pachirisu.
Starly.
Oh, you picked...
Well, no, that was my answer. My answer was Starly.
Okay. Who is the other one?
Munchlax?
I think. I don't know. I picked Pachirisu.
Pachirisu is one of my favorites of the Pikachu clones. It's just, out of all of them, Possible Minum.
Well, I know.
Like, no contest, Possible Minum.
I know that. But I meant in Shadows of Almia.
And at the time, I didn't really like the Pikachu clones. I've grown more to like them as time's gone on. But Staraptor is also one of my favorite Pokemon.
Right.
So... And don't mind me while I try and transform a Roadbuster.
Okay. I won't question it. Okay. Is that it for the Ranger games?
Basically, hey, they're all pretty much the same sort of thing. You draw circles around a Pokemon to catch it, and then you use those Pokemon to navigate the world.
Okay. Let's...
Shadows of Almia is the best of the 3, although Shadows of Almia doesn't have a ukulele Pichu.
True. I heard people didn't like Guardian Signs as much.
Guardian Signs was okay. It's just not great.
They have a track in their game called Sea of Wailord. I think it's awful.
That's Shadows of Almia.
Oh, really? Damn. I never made it up to Sea of Wailord. I heard Wailord is not even circleable because he's just too big.
Still waiting for that 50v50 Wailord match.
Oh my god. Well, speaking of...
You want it. You know you do.
I do. Alright. Well, let's try not to talk for an hour about these games because these games are literally our favorite games. Well, part of our favorite games. Mystery Dungeon, Explorers, Time, Darkness,
and
Sky.
a lot of... We'll probably be referring back to the review a lot, so we may as well make this quick, because we do have the review of the Explorers games.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I love Explorers of the Sky. I love Darkness and Time, though Sky is the definitive version.
Yeah.
I love the Explorer series.
Was that the first time we actually had a special game for spin-offs?
I think so, yeah.
Is that the only time?
I want to say yes.
Yeah, I can't think...
Unless you count Stadium 1 and Stadium 2.
No. No. Special games were like Emerald, Crystal, and Platinum.
Yeah.
So...
It really just depended on what you counted as a special game, so...
Yeah. No, the Stadiums were just spin-offs, and Stadium 2 was literally a sequel.
Yep.
Well, at least American Stadium 2. Japanese Stadium 2 is actually the American Stadium 1. The original Japanese Stadium was kind of more of a test? I'm not really sure. Prototype of Pokemon Stadium.
And yet we'll still never get the original Stadium along with TCG2.
I mean, TCG2 looks really good. Sad that we'll never get it. Stadium Prototype, I don't think we need it.
Yeah, we don't need it.
Yeah. No.
Curse you, Game Boy Advance, from keeping us from getting TCG2.
The Game Boy Advance.
Not that I'm complaining. I come back, Game Boy Advance. I love you.
Alright, I guess I can say what was different with Sky than Time and Darkness. Spin to Cafe special episodes that have backstory for certain characters.
And more dungeons.
Yeah, more dungeons.
Including the dungeon that lets you go and recruit Arceus, which is one of the hardest dungeons ever made.
Wait, Arceus wasn't Sky?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I remember. Like, Time and Darkness, wasn't he only just a statue?
Yep.
Yeah. So Sky is like the complete version of Time and Darkness.
And also has all the platinum Pokemon such as Giratina Origin and Shaman Sky. And you even see Shaman Sky in Sky Peak.
And Shaman Sky was...
Which I love that dungeon.
Dungeons. Yeah. Sky from Shaman is basically the mascot for Sky. Makes sense.
Yep.
What else? No.
Now I really want remakes of the Explorers games. Like, have the same structure of the original Explorers games and all that. Just make it in the 3DS Mystery Dungeon games engine.
Yeah.
Make that. I'd buy that.
Mystery Dungeon. No Man's Sky. More like Mystery Dungeon Sky. No Pokemon Sky. Yeah! I made the joke.
Now we're going to get DMCA by Nintendo, who took down No Mario Sky.
Oh.
Damn it!
No Pokemon Sky. You're just kind of like flying around space as a shaman. Can you imagine?
Wouldn't it make more sense as Deoxys?
True. Oh no, I'm just thinking Skyform Shaman.
True.
What else?
There was Pokemon Battle Revolution, which I own, and
Okay, there's one thing I only appreciate about Pokemon Battle Revolution. Have you ever heard? You know what Twitch Plays Pokemon does. Everyone
Yep.
knows. Twitch Plays Pokemon. What they do when they're not playing a game, they play Pokemon Battle Revolution, which is just betting matches, and you get to input your teams, and you bet like fake Poke. I call it Poke dollars.
That's fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Plus, it's not on Steam, so it won't get taken down in the CS:GO copyright scandal. Yay!
I think with Pokemon Battle Revolution, you get Surfing Pikachu, and I think Flying Pikachu.
Surfing Pikachu was actually in the Yellow Arc for Pokemon Adventures. Red's Pikachu learned surf. Guess how it did it?
Surfboard?
Yep, by using Substitute.
Oh my god. Wait, is this why Alolan Raichu surfs?
Oh my god, Red's Pikachu is going to evolve into a Alolan Raichu!
Yes!
Yes!
Yes! I want there to be another form of Raichu where he just has like balloons, because that's how Pikachu learned to fly.
Make that happen. Now I want it too.
Pikachu is the best HM slave.
But that's Bidoof.
Well, Pikachu...
No joke, Bidoof is the best HM slave.
Pikachu's the cutest HM slave.
True.
Come on, Pikachu, we must fly! And then you're like holding on to Pikachu for dear life as he's...
Oh! That reminds me, actually.
What?
The other spin-off game that we completely forgot about. Pokemon Dash!
Oh, yeah! I never played that. That looked kind of weird.
I played that actually as one of my first DS experiences. Along with Sonic Rush. And... yeah, it's weird.
I don't know.
And you can get lost in it very easily.
A racing game where you get lost? What's the point of this?
Yep.
Especially when you learn about the balloon mechanic,
Um,
where the markers that you need to go to are literally anywhere.
wait, there was another spin-off. Was Poke Park the first one, Gen 4?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And that reminds me, I really want to pick up Pokemon.
Every time I think of Poke Park, I'm going to annoy people with it. I think of the sequel mainly.
Because of that TV advert?
Yep, because of the commercial. Oh, speaking of Gen 4 commercials. Commercial for Mystery Dungeon was ridiculous. At least
What was that one again? I remember the original one where Squirtle's walking up to the pond and just has the horrified gasp, and then you have the Charmander going, "Come on, we have rescuing to do."
Yeah, I like that. That was cute. It was well animated too. It wasn't a Squirtle, it was a Totodile. I don't know why I remember that. But
I could have sworn it was a Squirtle.
no, it was Totodile. You're thinking of the special.
Probably.
Okay, so in for the Explorers games, at least the first ones, you'll have people dressed up like Pokemon, and the Pikachu one was cool. It was a girl in a yellow coat, and she's like, "I'm electricity" and all that. But then you get to this kid with like orange earmuffs in a blue coat with a mohawk. Can you guess which Pokemon he is?
No, I can't actually.
Blue earmuffs, mohawk, or like blue coat. I mean, not orange earmuffs, blue coat, mohawk. Standing in
Rotom?
Standing in water. Supposed to be a starter.
Toaded?
No.
Mudkip.
Yes. He was all like, a serious manner. Looking like that. I am Mudkip. My god.
This is why we need to return of those old TV adverts. These were freaking brilliant. Like the Emerald one, where you just have the kid walking all along the place and just these random Pokemon moves like Sleep Powder, Rock Throw,
Oh.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
That was actually what made me want to get Emerald, that commercial.
Oh my god, I guess that commercial succeeded.
Yeah, it was the reason why when I was doing the video of all the things shown off that were on the review side at that point, I used that commercial for when I was talking about Emerald. For when Emerald came up, that was the commercial I used.
Oh my god.
I was never not going to use that commercial. It is so good, it's so cheesy. Though, I still think the best one, me and you and me, no matter how
Smash
we
Bros.
toss the dice.
The Smash Bros. One.
Smash Brothers.
Yep.
Something gone wrong in the happy-go-lucky world of Nintendo.
Something is very wrong.
Introducing Super Smash Brothers. Make more of those.
Yeah, I remember when Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon came out and they had a commercial. It felt very 90s. All that's really missing is like the graininess of a VHS tape, and that's all you needed.
Yeah. Smash 4 had a really good one as well, where just these random things, and it just cuts to the settle it in Smash.
Oh my god, that was ridiculous.
What's that? You won't let me sit down. Let's settle this in Smash.
Okay.
Well, what if he doesn't have Smash Brothers?
I remember when I tried to settle.
I'll stand up.
I remember when I tried to settle in Smash, but I was always the last one to forget update their game, so I can't.
Womp womp.
Can we just think back to the horrible, like, nightmare-inducing commercial that was the original Red and Blue commercial for America?
Oh, the crushing bus?
Yep. Hey, little buddy, wanna ride? Pikachu! No.
Womp womp.
I can't believe they're all dead.
No wonder why people keep thinking of Pokemon as a murder simulator. One of the first commercials was the guy crushing them with a
bus.
well, crushing them while they were in a bus. You monster!
Where can you find all 151 Pokemon? Crushed in this bus, that's how. I remember that commercial word for word because I rewatched VHSs religiously, and I think that was part of a VHS for the first movie.
Now I think about it, I remember back to the... Well, not remember back to, as he still does it, kind of. The Nostalgia Crew loves to do commercials, well, reviews of these old commercials.
He did that very commercial.
Yeah. And when I think about it now, it's like, I kind of want to try that now.
What? Review commercials?
Reviewing commercials. Like, just getting a bunch of just random ones, because there are some I really wanted to do, like the Bionicle commercials.
Yeah.
Because they're really good commercials.
Yeah, that sounds like a good project. I would love to do that, actually.
That actually could be something for the Mediaholics cinema. We'll try and collect up random commercials, just any commercial, from old and new, put them all together in a playlist, and then we
watch them.
Do a Mediaholics cinema on it.
Yeah, it would be kind of hard to do. I think we gotta compile all the edit all the commercials into one video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probable thing in the future, guys.
Maybe for 2017, because I think both of our years are pretty much booked now for the rest of the year.
Alright, we should wrap this up soon because I want to do something before it gets too late.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we missing? Anything else from Gen 4 Pokemon?
Not really, honestly.
Yeah.
We've covered pretty much all of it.
Okay. Any more Gen 4 commercials? I remember. At least one thing I remember in trading, their thing was always like put a Pokeball into the sky and then Pokeballs were dropped down, and that was like their first commercial. And I was like, what if you get hit in the head by a Pokeball?
Who knows? And
crap, I just remembered one thing. Another thing introduced in Platinum, which you can now no longer do, sadly. The parades!
Oh, yeah.
They were Wi-Fi only.
You can't do that.
And I did them like twice, because I didn't have Wi-Fi at the time.
Yeah. I don't know. I never really did them, and I didn't really see a huge point of them.
It was nice Wi-Fi stuff, but now we can't do that anymore because they took down the servers.
You know how sad it is to go.
Sad.
You know how sad it is to go into Wild World or City Folk, go on the Wi-Fi and they say we can't open the gate because the servers are shut down. Copper, you could just go home, right?
But I was told I need to stay here.
You could just go home. The Wi-Fi is never gonna work anymore.
It might. It'll come back.
This is more sadder news than I realized that Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate is probably going to shut down servers. Well, at least I know Tri did.
The joys of moving into an age where there's online-only content. Sooner or later, that content has to go.
I feel bad for the Wii U. Barely had a chance.
And now it is getting replaced
By the Wait, what?
Yeah, like the thing with the Wii U though is that it feels like it hasn't been on the market very long, but the truth is that it has been on there for a while. It's just that it had no games for like 2 years.
I can imagine the Wii U trying its best, like the Wii U as a character is trying its best, but it doesn't quite succeed by PS4, and and like a Zorro type thing, he finds a marking on a tree that says NX drawn with a sword.
Yeah.
The mysterious NX will soon replace the Wii U.
Once we find anything on it, seriously, Nintendo, you can't keep us in the dark about this till launch day. You have to tell us something.
No, they're probably gonna...
Anything!
They said...
When the world is getting excited, when the CEO of the Pokemon company is saying we're gonna make games for the NX, and that it's trying to revolutionize what it means to be a home console and a handheld console. The world is getting excited by that. The world is craving this information now.
I think that's the point of what they're making. They're trying to, like, for the fans to build up all this tension. They're like, here it is, the long-awaited NX, or whatever the official title is going to be.
I'm just gonna keep calling it the NX.
Yeah, because we called it for so long, but then they're just gonna call it here. Here it is, the Wii X.
Yeah, it's just, I think now it's gonna backfire on them. That's the thing. They've been doing this for so long now.
What, just building it up?
Yeah, like, admittedly, they first told us about it because it was to make sure investors knew we're still doing this.
Right.
So it's partially our fault, but then the rumor after rumor after rumor after rumor after rumor after leak after rumor after rumor after rumor after leak after rumor after rumor. What don't we know about this thing?
I mean, I think there's a lot of things that we don't know. There's a lot of things that we are very unsure
okay,
of.
I'll change that a little bit. What do we not know about the NX that has not been in a leak in some form?
We don't really know what it looks like, do we?
Oh yeah, true. We don't know what the actual console looks like.
We don't know which specific games are going to be on it, whether or not, like, these, what was it, Pokemon, Animal Crossing. We don't know if these are even going to be main games or not. Who knows if the Animal Crossing game is going to be an actual home console Animal Crossing game, like always, or just another Amiibo festival.
Yeah, and just... the only concrete news we have is that there are 6 games confirmed for it. A mysterious Pokemon game, Project Sonic 2017, Dragon Quest... well, the next few Dragon Quest games... Just Dance. And Breath of the Wilds.
And Animal Crossing.
Do we have the confirmation of Animal Crossing NX?
I want to say. Here.
Oh, and there's also Pikmin 4 coming to the NX.
Oh, yeah. Well, I hope Animal Crossing is announced for the NX. No one knows, so maybe not. But... So how we know what this Pokemon game is? How we know it's not going to be a third Pokemon Coliseum game, or a second Battle Revolution game, or an actual Pokemon Stadium game? Nobody knows what it's going to be.
There is one thing that we can confirm from it.
What?
Name the last spin-off Pokemon game made by Game Freak and the Pokemon Company.
You mean Pokemon Coliseum?
That was actually made by them? I thought that was their party.
That was Pokemon Company.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so much Game Freak, but Pokemon Company.
Yeah, it's just because they only really seem to handle the main series stuff.
Right.
Like, Mystery Dungeon was done by Chunsoft. The Ranger games were done by other people. They never really deal with the spin-offs.
Right.
I think even Battle Revolution was outsourced.
Honestly, I'm not sure. Like, I never get as invested in the story of the core games than I do with the spin-offs. Is that weird?
No, I don't blame you. Especially when we have delightful characters like Guildmaster Wigglytuff.
Yes, Guildmaster Yumta. Whoa.
Oh, now I just want a special Z crystal for Wigglytuff.
Please, I want him to scream at people.
Especially because we have Snorlax that finally gets up.
Woke.
Pikachu who
Gets thrown, tossed.
who does the Pikachu dance.
And gets tossed into the sun.
And then we have Summon the Evolutions.
I thought Eevee's Z move is probably the best because it just makes Eevee viable for competitive.
Yep. What's that? I'm gonna buff every stat in the game.
That sounds amazing. I wonder what would happen if Eevee's Z move actually gets used for all of its evolutions.
Oh.
What do you mean?
But it was meant for Eevee.
Okay, it's probably mostly meant for Eevee. The only thing that bugs me about Z moves is that it's confirmed that you need an item to activate a Z move, right? Attached to the Pokemon?
You need the Z ring, the Z crystal, and you need a specific move.
So
Like Snorlax's one, you need Giga Impact.
So you can't have Pikachu Z move and Pikachu not holding a light ball. So what's
Basically, yeah.
So what's the point?
Well, the light ball is mostly to have Pichu learn Volt Tackle.
I mean, yeah, but the light ball is there to make Pikachu actually competitively viable because it increases special attack and special attack around Pikachu by like a lot.
Well, I guess it's the same thing as the Latios and Latias. You can't have them and the Soldu.
Yeah. You can't.
So
you can't have.
It really has to depend on how you want to build a Pikachu.
You can't have an Eviolite on an Eevee. Although, arguably, I think the Z move is better than Eviolite.
I do too.
It's like Geomancy on an Eevee. Like, hook that up. No, wait. No, never mind. You can't.
A Geomancy that only needs one turn, not two.
Yeah, it's basically a mental herb, so that's good. Doesn't need a mental herb. What else? At least you have these fun animations.
You do, and I saw this on a Facebook post, and I think it is going to happen in VGC rules, and I'm actually genuinely considering doing it for myself.
Oh?
The one unofficial rule for the Sun and Moon, when doing a Z move, you have to do the Z dance in real life.
Why?
Oh, come on, like you wouldn't try it.
I mean, what if you can't? What if you physically can't?
Well, if you can't, then it's an unofficial rule, like you don't have to, but I think a lot of the people who really get invested in Pokemon are going to consider it as an unofficial rule.
I mean, I don't see people like wearing mega rings when they go to VGC, do they? I mean, I saw this one guy in like representing America, and he had like a cape with the American flag on it. Even though technically that's illegal, but
Well, the Z ring is coming out as an accessory. I actually have it on pre-order along with the 3 Z crystal packs so far.
like if I use a Pikachu and I have a Z ring, do I have to do the Pikachu like a Pikachu plush? Do I have to do a Pikachu dance with the Pikachu plush?
Yeah, you might if you want to.
Yeah.
Lob the Pikachu.
Cherish the Pikachu.
And just lob the Pikmin. Like CJ, who I joke with her, but she about trying to buy 100 Pikmin just to throw into a crowd at random, like she's Olimar.
Oh my god, yeah.
She hasn't. Like, she's not going to do it, but we have joked about it a few times.
Like, I was actually discussing with someone, like, who would your partner Pokemon be? Like, Ash and Pikachu. Who would your partner Pokemon be?
Torchic. Blaziken.
Well, no.
Blaziken.
No, I mean, think smaller. Like a travel partner.
Torchic. Well, either Torchic or Eevee.
Okay. So, I was thinking Sableye. Like for some reason, I constructed a personality for Sableye, which his favorite things to eat are gems and rock candy. So I was thinking, what if I had a Sableye plush? I put a sachet on it, and inside the sachet, all you see is rock candy.
That's cute.
Yeah, I share rock candy with Sableye. And I offer, hey, does anyone want rock candy? Like,
Yeah, that's cute.
It's not even rock candy, it's like rock crystals. You know? Yeah. I just like the idea for a Sableye as a partner.
Yeah, mostly, I think of Eevee and Torchic are two of my favorite basics.
Yeah.
They are up there as some of my favorites, because Blaziken's one of my all-time favorite Pokemon, bar none.
But if anything, Blaziken would probably be your Mega Evolution.
Yep.
My Mega Evolution would be a Salamence.
Mainly, one of my other Mega Evolutions that I'd consider is Gardevoir, just because I do genuinely like Gardevoir, and bye-bye dragons, nice knowing you.
Rip. You say Gardevoir can one-shot dragons, but I did, like, experiment with Sylveon, and I've seen Sylveon one-shot many Mega Rays.
My Gardevoir, who's not competitively raised, he's just been maxed out in special attack EVs,
Okay.
has one-shotted competitive Dialgas.
Oh my god.
And competitive Dragonites.
I really like fairies.
That's just the power of Pixelate Hyper Beam.
Well, I mean, Sylveon has Pixelate too, and she doesn't need to, hold a spot for a Mega.
True, but Mega Gardevoir also gets a ridiculous special attack buff.
Well,
On top of max special attack EVs. And if you give her a nature that raises her special attack but decreases her attack.
put her on a double battle with a Xerneas as her partner.
Yeah. Sweep.
Dear God. Literally, dear God.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh, CJ actually raised up a Gardevoir to have another one. Metronome item and Draining Kiss.
oh my God. Wait, what does Metronome do for Drain Kiss?
Metronome, the item, is every time you use the same move over and over again, the move gets stronger.
Oh. Well,
And Draining Kiss, when it gets stronger, also increases the amount of restoration.
wait, what happens if you have Metronome and Fury Cutter?
What does Fury Cutter do again?
Every time it lands a hit, it gets more powerful.
Then it would get even stronger still.
Double the strength.
Yeah. Hey, the Metronome's broken.
Nobody ever.
If you know how to use
Yeah,
it.
but nobody really uses it.
Which is a shame.
I mean, would you rather have Metronome or would you rather have Specs? You could think about it.
Yeah, Metronome, honestly. Because, like, the... Wait, what did the specs do again?
Well, you know what the choice items do?
The choice items, yeah, and I hate the choice items.
Yeah, originally I hated using them, but you have to use them in the right thing. I use a Specs Sylveon with Hyper Voice. Hyper Voice, Psyshock, Hyper Beam, and I forgot the last move.
Oh, another friend of mine gave me this ultimate combination. Mega Altaria, Hyper Beam, Hyper Voice, Cotton Guard.
Oh my god. Xerneas is my friend.
No wonder why they love you, Xerneas, more than Yveltal.
Because fairy type.
Break all the fairies.
I love fairies. I love fairies. Alright, I gotta wrap this up soon because I want to do something before it gets too late.
Yeah. So, overall, in terms of generations 1 through 6, how would you rate Generation 4?
Gen 4, competitively, like for the competitive scene, it did pretty well. Not as well as Gen 5 did, but it had like some stuff. And the story was good. Gen 4 out of 10, I'll give it an what would you say? Maybe an 8?
I'd say closer to 7.
7.5. 7.5.
Yeah. Too much water.
The only things I think hold it back are not how the thing was designed, but how the game actually handled.
Yeah, how it ran.
Yeah,
that was its biggest
and not only
flaw.
that, there's actually things in the game that actually made it slower. Slower surfing, literal patches of snow that made your movement slower, and the mud would just stop you in your tracks.
Yeah. Nice ideas, but if I could move fast and naturally, I wouldn't mind those
Yeah,
things.
I do want to
Except for the surf speed, that was ridiculously
actually,
slow.
I do want to
No.
bump it up to an 8 because the gyms and the region itself was a challenge, and I love it.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the things I'd like to do if we can get Let's Plays going again. I'm going to try it now on the new computer. But if I can get this working, the thing I'm going to try doing first is Pokemon Platinum.
Yeah, like it's a great game. Like in a story's like the story was good, the gyms and the Elite Four and the champion especially was the most challenging thing you would ever find in a Pokemon game, at least from now.
Yeah.
It is the most challenging Pokemon game, I have to say. Except I get.
Which is good, especially because especially in Generation 6 onwards, they've been getting easier.
Well,
if you want a challenge, go back to Gen 4.
yeah, but at least for didn't Black and White 2 have a challenge mode? Like
It did, but you had to beat the game first, and depending on what game you beat, it would either get easier or harder.
Yeah, I remember, like, I'm doing a monotype run for Platinum, and I remember, like, there were times where I thought I was stuck, you know?
Yeah, and actually, I take it back one thing, because there is the ROM hacks of Pokemon Blaze Black, Volt White, Blaze Black 2, and Volt White 2, those being other things I'd like to do. And for Blaze Black 2 and Volt White 2, before you even get your starter, the game goes, oh, here are the challenge mode keys. Here you go.
Yeah, but that doesn't count. That's a fan game.
Well, mod,
Well,
basically, of the
yeah.
original games.
Well, mod of 5th gen.
Yeah, because all it does is it makes the game brutally harder and gives you access to all Pokemon in the decks at the
Yeah.
time.
I mean, Sinnoh was hard, but I think it was fair.
Yeah, it was that nice challenge.
Yeah,
hard.
it has a really deep story too. I'm gonna say 8. Like officially, I'm gonna say 8.
Yeah. That seems about right for it as well. It's not flawless, because with everything it did improve, it also, some Pokemon are also left in the wayside. Like, I think Baynet was, in Gen 3, the only viable ghost because it was a physical attacker. And then when all the moves went to special moves, it lost all of its effects.
Physical
But-
specials, but either buff Pokemon or crippled Pokemon, like Flareon.
Yeah. And admittedly, it was not quite as bad as when fairies came in. Farewell, Hydreigon, I knew thee well.
Oh my god. And with Sinnoh, it actually has something that even X and Y doesn't have. Well, a lot of Pokemon games have more things X and Y doesn't have, but an actual post game.
Yeah. And it actually feels like an interesting post game. So
And not to mention,
it's not just I'm gonna go look for a legendary and then I'm gonna take down one building
no, there's actually a battle. There's
Okay.
actually a battle frontier.
in
Yeah.
Platinum, not in Diamond and
Yeah,
Pearl.
Platinum. Oh god. I mean, not to mention all the legendaries you could find. Well, with now probably hacking the items in.
Yep. And yeah, it's, to me, Platinum is the most replayable of the Pokemon games. I've replayed Gen 4 a lot more than I have any of the other main series aside from Emerald.
Yeah.
I've barely replayed Gen 5, I've barely replayed Gen 6. And I've only played Gen 1 and 2 once.
Right.
But I've done like 6 run-throughs of Platinum.
All right. I think that's all we can talk about now.
Yeah, I think we're all good.
All right. See ya.
Well, then I will see you guys all for the next review, which Sunday is the Angry Birds movie,
Oh my god.
and then Wednesday is the, because we can't get enough Pokemon on the website, Pokemon Adventures Yellow arc.
Wait, you're doing Angry Birds?
I need something.
I am.
I need something to break up the games marathon, because it has gone black and white, well, Gen 5, Lego Dimensions, and another thing for Lego Dimensions, because I need some sort of filler for Sunday, this, and then I need to do something other than a game. I need a break.
Yeah. Okay, and then Angry Birds.
The Angry Birds movie.
Yeah, I know. Anyway.
It's filler.
Yeah, true. Alright, let's wrap this up. Because I need
Indeed.
to do something.
And I still haven't had lunch yet, and it's been like 3 hours. I'm hungry.
Alright, I'll let you not starve.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Bye, everyone.
Later.